Finally, you son of a
He's
bitch.
Hey, what's going on, guys? My name is Caden.
Backstabbing. Sorry.
And welcome back to the Misfortune Podcast. As usual, as you've previously heard, I'm joined here by my great co-host, Julius.
Yeah, dude, we're back.
We are.
This time, we're talking. This is an exclusive episode of exclusively. Well, there's probably gonna be some other topics.
Yeah.
But Code Lyoko talk. Now, Code Lyoko is a great
Excuse me?
3D French animated show about kids in the future. It's phenomenal.
That's what we watched. That
Yeah.
sounds exactly like what we watched.
Yeah. Spoilers for Code Geass, guys. We're talking about Code Geass.
So I think we might have. Did we say that we were going to watch this in the last episode?
Well, I pretty adamantly last episode said, yeah, guys, Konosuba Season 2 and the movie next time.
Oh, yeah.
It's like, you know, I clicked on that first episode in Crunchyroll, and I didn't love Konosuba in the first place, so, like, I didn't, I don't know. And, like, you were starting to watch Code Geass, and I already kind of wanted to watch Code Geass, so I was like, fuck it, I'm just gonna watch Code Geass. And
yeah.
So I ditched Konosuba. But we probably will talk about it next episode, though. I will watch it for sure.
That's what they all say.
That's what I say.
But I believe I might have referenced that we were watching this last episode.
Yeah,
Maybe,
I think you were like, we might watch it.
We might watch it.
Yeah, it was a maybe, as opposed to my adamant yes.
God, Jesus,
Konosuba.
it seems like now the time between every episodes is like so long.
I know, right?
It seems like it was like a year ago.
Like, before we recorded that last episode, I felt like the episode before that had not come out in, like, over a month. And it was the same month that we recorded that episode.
Yeah.
It's like, Jesus Christ.
Yeah. It was wacky.
I feel like we've already done, nearly 50 episodes, and we've only done, like...
This is
13.
Yeah.
Right here.
It's incredible.
Unlucky number.
Uh-oh.
That probably means Craig's gonna fucking quit now, like a little bitch.
Craig, so our recording bot, for some reason we joined the server and we were about to start recording, and then we realized he's just not in the server.
He's not in the fucking server.
He's just gone.
Awful. I couldn't send messages to him.
Like,
I could not do shit. He was gone. He ghosted me. Okay, he ghosted the internet. Okay, he's gone. He went off the grid. But he's back. Anyways.
We're talking about a little television show called Code Geass.
Code Geass Hangyaku no Lelouch!
Yeah, Lelouch the Rebellion.
Weed mode.
We watched both seasons.
Of course. I said another one of my treasonous suggestions was that I just watch season 1 and then.
Well, because here's the thing. So Julius and I were talking.
So many L's before this.
And we were texting, and I was like, "Hey, you're planning on watching season 2, right?" He's like, "No, just season 1." By this time, I had already finished season 1, and I was like, "Yeah, sorry, buddy, but you're gonna have to watch season 2."
Okay, so it's kind of good that you went through the recap movie.
I did.
I feel like we can talk about season 1 a little more.
Yes.
So. Season 1. First 10 episodes, I fucking hated it. It sucked. Okay? It sucked. It sucked. Okay?
Okay.
It did not suck. It was good, but like I was bored. It was moving very slowly.
Okay, yeah.
Like I knew where it was all going. He was gonna become Zero, and the Black Knights were gonna start, and they were gonna rebel against the government. And they did that over like 10 episodes, unless I'm remembering incorrect. But like, there's just not a lot of things that happen.
Yeah, I guess it's
established for the first 10 episodes.
Yeah, it's very like the setting up arc.
Yeah, for sure. And I just couldn't get into it at that point. You know, I just couldn't. And
And he only watched 10 episodes, and that's the end of the show.
Yeah. So that was the biggest L of the
Cue the outro music.
So yeah, I hated the first episodes, which is crazy because I actually kind of liked the first episode, but maybe I just didn't like where it was going, or I mean, again, it's probably more like I already knew where it was going, and it's like, can we hurry the fuck up and do something interesting?
I think the first few episodes, where you sort of get used to the show, it's very like mid 2000s anime because they all have that very same like not all of them, but they're kind of dated, but like they're still relatively recent. They have like sort of the C4 Kids vibes.
Okay. So if we're talking
or
about
CW4
vibe,
Kids.
we're talking about vibe. My first mistake with this show was assuming that it was not going to be that it was going to be I thought it was going to be an extremely grounded political drama. And I thought that was my first mistake, was thinking it was going to be in any way grounded or like
very down to earth.
My first mistake was believing that it was going to be a very grounded show, and that it was going to be more serious than essentially a melodrama, because this show is very melodramatic. I'm just going to say it. Like,
it is. That's true.
Over the top dramatic. And that's just a failure. I think that's more so a failure of my expectations than anything else. The opening kind of sold it to me like it was going to be at least somewhat serious. And I was just fucking pissed. Like, just sitting there, fucking arms crossed on that fucking cat chasing the mask episode. I was like, what the fuck is this? What is this?
But that was just filler. You can't judge it based off of that.
I didn't know any of it was filler.
Oh, okay,
right?
okay.
I mean, it essentially is filler. But like...
See, I had the complete opposite outlook on it, in that I sort of thought that it was going to be very action-packed.
Oh, I figured it was going to be action-packed, but like at least a little more serious. But,
yeah, okay. Well, because they do have their silly moments. They have their, Cat's got the mask moment. They have when Lelouch literally JoJo poses several times.
Not silly moments, silly episodes. Okay,
silly,
they go full-on episodes being goofy with this shit, all right?
Yeah. Lelouch, one thing that always gets me is, and I just saw it when I for those of you listening, I literally just watched the recap movie because it's been about a little over a week since I finished the show itself, and so the first season's still a little bit distant.
Yeah.
But I completely forgot about Lelouch doing his little JoJo pose at the at the whatever it's called when Euphemia is about to bring back Japan. Like, that part is a little bit extra.
It's exactly like I should have known from all the fucking poses that go on. Like, there are recurring poses.
There are a lot of poses in this
show. In the Akito movies, literally fucking Shin does the Lelouch pose when he's about to do his Geass. How the fuck does he even know about that? Is that like an innate thing you get with the Geass? Like,
I like the Geass pose. I really like that.
It's cool, but like it's not something I would have expected with the expectations I went.
But the difference between it happening in...
So, again, failure of my expectations.
The difference between it happening in the show, though, in Akito, is that in the show, it's supposed to be like, this sort of like magical moment where it's like, whoa, this guy's like...
Oh, yeah, this is...
But then in Akito, it's like...
I just murdered my whole family, lol. Like,
Akito, it's supposed to be this extremely serious moment, like, I'm going to kill you.
Yeah. But enough about the Akito movies. But yeah, I had to get myself invested in it. I think when I first really got into it was, I don't know why, but when Mao showed up.
See, that's...
Like, I liked his ability. I was like, okay, we're doing this. This is fine. Whatever. This is a whole other arc other than the monotonous military shit that's been happening for the past 10 episodes. It was like, okay, we get some cool fucking guy with this Geass power, and they're gonna face off or some shit. And there were some hard moments in those, okay? Like, when fucking Lelouch tells him to never speak again. That shit was hard!
That was cool. But for me, though, I sort of had the opposite reaction. So, not that I didn't like that, but that was, in my opinion, some of the worst stuff in the first season. Not saying it was necessarily bad, but I just didn't really like it as much as the other stuff because when I saw it, like I wouldn't say it's filler because it explains how Shirley loses her memory and that there are literally there are other people with Geass that C2 has given them the Geass. But like I feel like it wasn't really needed, I guess. I feel like there was a better way that they could have gone about it. Not that it was a bad way necessarily, but
okay, so your problems with the execution.
yes, yeah.
I just thought it was cool because I mean, A, it was a break from all the military shit, and B, it was like
okay.
it was also one of the very first insights, or at least from what I remember, into CC's past and like her character. Because like that's a very interesting. I mean, that's one of the core ideas of her character. Is like she basically makes contracts with people to reach her fucking death. She doesn't really have too much emotional attachment to them until later on. But like Mao literally fucking sucked on this lady's big mommy milkers for years, and
True.
she was like, and then she was like, all right, bye, bitch. And he basically like.
He has attachment issues.
He has attachment issues for sure. I just thought that was really cool. I like that. And yeah, some of it was goofy. Like, really, you're going to the fucking amusement park. What is this fucking a Batman comic or something? Like, that was goofy.
Here's one thing along those same lines is that it's like Steins Gate in that these people just love throwing fucking parties. For anything.
Yes.
They'll throw parties or festivals for anything.
Festivals, yes, festivals.
Yeah.
Like, there's so much political turmoil going on right now, and you guys are having fucking festival, which I guess could work if they did it through the lens of like, oh, look at these fucking privileged ass Britannians having fucking festivals while all these 11s are suffering, or Japanese, and it's like. That could have been interesting, but it's like, no, they're just having straight up fucking festivals, and Cece's trying to get to the fucking biggest pizza in the world, and what is this? Her face
when Suzaku drops the pizza, she's heartbroken.
So disappointed.
By the way, Pizza Hut sponsoring an anime is one of the greatest crossovers of all time. It's awesome. Phenomenal. I never would have expected that.
There are several iconic memes in this show. And not memes necessarily as in like, haha, funny pic, but just like iconic scenes. You got the table fucking scene.
Oh no, not the table scene.
Okay, I was scared. So, holy shit, there's so much to talk about. I guess I'll talk about the classmates as a whole. Because at first I was like, what the fuck is the point of showing these people?
Yeah.
What are these people contributing?
Who are these people?
What are they contributing whatsoever to the plot? And it's like, okay, some of them do later on. And so you have Shirley. His character she has a crush on Lelouch.
His character is one of the many love interests.
Yes, his harem, and you have, and she's okay, I guess. Like, she's fine.
Yeah.
Ultimately, by the end, I guess spoilers of her life, she is like, I like her in the end. I like her in the end, but she's overall just okay. Then you have his fucking friend Rivel, who does jack shit. I'm sorry, he does not do fuck all.
He's there for the first episode. He's there for
he's gonna be like his fucking partner in crime or some shit, but like no, he's just fucking there and he doesn't do shit except like drive somewhere or something.
He's there for the I ride a motorcycle character.
Yes, exactly. So yeah, that guy. You have Millie Ashford, who at least is like somewhat feels in the world because like her family.
Yeah, because her family's like royalty or whatever.
Yeah, well, I forgot, and correct me if I'm wrong, but like, aren't they helping like 11s in some way?
I think so. Yeah, like she's like one of the few people I believe who knows that Lelouch is like a Britannian.
Okay, but even she is fucking useless because she just becomes a goddamn news reporter. It's like, what? What for?
She reports the weather.
Or the weather rather. I mean, that is news, but regardless, yeah. So there's her. She's cool, I guess.
She's there.
She's there. And you have fucking. You have Nina, who I thought was going to get the Ikono treatment. I'm not gonna lie. Of
Okay.
hey, she's a lesbian. That's her character. Bye.
That was her in the first season, but then I like how
Okay.
they went back on it in the second season.
Yes, okay, because, well, actually, I was kind of disappointed how she ended up being in the second season, because in the first season, like, whenever Euphemia dies, she's just not, like, single anime tear. Oh, no, my
She's about to
boo
nuke
died.
the entire town.
She has a, like, if you go back and watch that episode, she has a literal mental breakdown. Like,
She
one
goes
shot.
insane.
Yeah, it's like an Evangelion type beat.
Yeah, the Shinji scream.
Yeah, the Shinji scream. And I was just like, oh, shit. And then she started talking about getting revenge on Zero. Like, I like this. This is good. And then the second season.
I like this. Kill him.
Second season, I don't know.
Well, I think that she's in some ways, I guess, like, obviously it's one of those things where, like, they could have gone multiple directions with it, so it's not like this is the only opportunity. But I think that she is somewhat important in that she creates a nuke. Like the Flea.
Okay, so wait, she created that?
Yeah, so basically the story behind that
makes
was
so much more sense now. Okay.
After Lloyd and Schneisel saw how she had like her mental breakdown and created a bomb and was about to murder everyone.
Yeah.
They took
potential.
Yeah, they took the right course of action and they hired her to the Britannian military.
Okay, that makes so much more. Okay, that's cool actually. Then I like that.
So then her and Schneisel and all the boys, the gang, they worked out how to properly do the thing, which then turned into the Flea.
Yeah. Okay, that makes sense. Then I like that actually.
Yeah.
Fine, Nina's cool. I know the fan base doesn't agree, but I don't give a fuck.
Yeah, everybody hates her.
I don't know why.
She's fine.
I don't know why. She's fine.
I mean, better than this real fucker.
Yeah, fuck that guy.
Yeah.
Fuck that motherfucker. Okay? Piece of shit. Don't trust him. So yeah, I mean that's pretty much all the classmates, right?
I mean, unless we're going like by the Nunnally Suzaku.
No, okay, no, those are that's a whole other issue. But yeah, so what was I gonna fucking say before I started going out of before I started going on a tangent about all of them? Okay, fuck it. Yeah, I liked the Mao episodes, and that's when I kind of started getting hooked into the show, and so then, and there was even cool shit before that. Like I like when Zero first shows up. I think that's pretty cool.
Yeah,
and saves Suzaku. I like that shit. That's cool.
That was
cool. Even works for the ending. So yeah, that was all cool, but just like not enough to like sell me on the show. And the Mao arc necessarily didn't even sell me on the show either. It was just like, okay, this is kind of interesting. What really sold me on the arc is essentially like I guess what you would call the last 5 episodes of season 1.
The Black Rebellion.
Black Rebellion.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, before that you have or I don't know if it's before, but like before that you have Euphemia murdering.
So
okay.
Can we talk about that first?
I want to talk about that. Okay.
Yes.
You know what?
So that episode made me probably the angriest I think I've been in like a long time about a TV show. That like it was infuriating to see. It was so close to watching.
Close, yeah.
And then Lelouch was just like, if I wanted to, I could order you to call the Japanese.
Here we go. That episode is fucking stupid and ruined by that whole scene. Okay, that concept is so cool. Of like Euphemia going out and being like, yeah, kill all the fucking Japanese because Lelouch did it on accident. But holy shit, Lelouch, the master chess player, 5 million IQ, is really gonna like look and say like, if I told you to kill all the Japanese, then it's like.
I think it's for plot reasons.
No. You need to come up. I feel like you need, as someone who's writing the story, you need to come up with a more fucking.
Or is that still not an excuse?
It's not an excuse. It's just like there's a scene I'd like to compare from. I just watched this movie last night because my fucking family is weird. They're watching a bunch of Halloween movies, and they watch this little movie called Ernest Scared Stupid. Okay, and it's about this fucking idiot guy who fights a troll and he wins and whatever. And
that sounds like an awesome movie.
And yeah, so basically, this troll from a bunch, like years ago puts a curse on his family that they get dumber and dumber with each generation. And so this motherfucker finds out about this troll after he builds a tree house on top of where he's fucking chained down, and he goes, "If I, the Worrell, the family that put him down there and was cursed, like fucking put my hand down on this tree and start tapping on it at this exact day, and say these exact words, then this will happen." Like. It just reminded me of that. It's like so fucking.
I mean,
it's a bad motivation. I'll say that it's a bad motivation to get your plot going.
It wasn't the greatest execution. I'll give him that. I mean, there probably were better methods of doing it, but I think for the sake of it being so quick, because really, like, that specific scene doesn't have a whole lot of impact. It's just Euphemia, killing people and that sort of thing.
Well, okay, my problem with the scene is twofold. It's that, and then the whole concept of not being able to control your Geass is only conveniently used for that scene, and I don't remember it happening again. The idea of like,
Here's the thing, though, is that the reason why it doesn't happen again is that C2 gives Lelouch the contacts that like block his eyes.
But you see what I'm like? You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Just for that one scene, that plot element had to be introduced, and nobody else had to like suffer those consequences either. Like it seemed silly to me. That's all.
Well, no, Mao. I'm pretty sure that happened to Mao too, because
I'm saying. You're right. That was to establish it, though. That was to establish some people can't control their fucking Geasses. And
yeah.
But just like to act like you are introducing a major problem in that scene. Lelouch, whenever he looks at people, sometimes cannot control his Geass, and he will order them to do things on accident. But
that never happens again. Yeah.
That never happens again, and it's like, so that's not really a problem. You just wanted an easy excuse to like get Euphemia to kill the Japanese, and it's. But still, I will say all the shit that happens is really fucking cool. Euphemia gunning down people in the middle of the street is really
crazy.
That was awesome. And it's just a great idea. But also, that's where the show started getting really
it just could have had better execution. Yeah. I get that.
But like, yeah, that shit was cool, and I was like, okay, I'm liking the show. It was like a Game of Thrones-esque moment that I had kind of been, waiting for something I expected to be such a serious political drama.
See, the thing for me is that I never ever like Clovis, I guess, like when Lelouch killed Clovis, because that is technically his brother or half brother.
Yeah.
Like that was fine, I guess, because it doesn't seem like Lelouch or Clovis had like that good of a connection or anything.
Yeah, really. They were, yeah. That's the first person, like, well, actually, more like second, I guess, because all those soldiers. But like, that's the first person he really kills, and so it's like you couldn't have had that close of a relationship to him, right?
I absolutely did not expect Euphemia to die, and especially Lelouch killing her. Like that's when I knew he went like sort of Light Yagami mode, and that like the ends justify the means no matter what.
Okay, but I'm gonna say this about Light. So Lelouch did give me Light Yagami vibes, and he especially started to towards the end. But like,
right,
Light Yagami is a fucking madman. Okay, I'm just gonna say that much.
He's insane. Like Lelouch is insane.
Lelouch is like at least conflicted with his morals for like, longer than Light is. Light is like, should I kill people with this? Yeah, I'm gonna kill people with this.
I think I will.
Lelouch genuinely, at least,
he cares.
He questions his fucking.
And in some cases, that prevents him from actually doing things that would make it easier.
And that's good.
Yeah.
But. What the fuck was I gonna say next? Oh yeah.
We're gonna talk about the last 5 episodes.
Okay, I will say.
Sure. Yeah.
In such a world of like social stratification and like political bullshit, Euphemia coming out with that, the Japanese are going to be treated equally. I was like, that bitch is getting the guillotine. I don't know how.
Yeah.
But like, she is not fixing all this shit that easily. Plus, there's 2 seasons. Yeah, whatever. But like, Yeah, I was like, she's way too idealistic to live.
I think her character was slightly underused. I feel like she could have gotten like more emphasis because she was literally like she's a main character in the first season, but she's only there for like half of it.
Yeah, she kind of had a weird intro, to be honest, too. Like
she jumps out the window or whatever, and she lands in Suzaku's arms.
A fucking Jasmine from Aladdin type beat intro where it's like, I was a princess and I wanted to go live among the commoners for a little. Yeah, head out. Go see what the commoner life is like. But I mean, yeah. So this show has a lot of fucking characters, okay? Even in season 1, it has a shit ton of characters. Like,
there's so many people.
Like, probably Game of Thrones level, like, amount of characters. I don't
know if
that's the case.
I don't dislike that. I really like because...
I like that, too, because they're all, like,
they're all important.
They somehow managed to make most of them at least important or at least interesting in some way, you know?
Yeah.
Like, Cornelia is really cool because, like, she has that generic military like outlook of like, yeah, I'm gonna fucking crush my enemies, but it's like
she's cool because he's racist.
Yeah, she's racist, but I mean everyone's racist, but like also
true.
No, not in real life.
Yeah.
But also like but she also has like a soft spot for Euphemia, and I thought that was cool. It's like, okay, that makes sense. She has a motivation. She wants to protect like her sister. I like that. Cool.
You even see that a little bit in Lelouch when it's like when she finds out that Lelouch, and apparently we haven't seen this. Apparently, in Lelouch of the Resurrection, she sort of starts like to come around. I don't. Yeah.
Who?
Cornelia.
Around on what? Oh, to Zero's side.
Well, so supposedly, from what I've read, she joins the Black Knights.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, and like the Black Knights are part of like Britannia now or whatever, but like she starts to become, not like a racist asshole or not really an asshole, but super strict, and like she starts to come around and realize like, hey, this is my family.
Yeah, I like that. That's cool. I'd have to see the Resurrection movie and all the other ones too, but that sounds cool. Yeah. Yeah, I like Cornelia. So at first I was so weird. Okay, so there's two characters that are kind of like they're almost put on display in some of the promo art, and I was like, why are these two like in the pictures? And it's Valletta and Lord Jeremiah.
Yeah.
So I didn't really like either of them at first because they were just kind of boring to me.
They were there for like importance in like 5 episodes.
So this, like I was like, oh, I wonder when they're gonna do something important in like battle or politics or something. And then Lord Jeremiah goes missing, or like we don't know where Lord Jeremiah is, and Valletta gets shot in the head. Whatever. But then both of their characters actually started taking interesting turns. Like
yeah.
Boogie from the Black Knights takes in Valletta and like is it sympathy or like trying to get information? I can't remember.
He said originally he was trying to get information out of her, and he was
that makes sense.
Like he put her under surveillance, but then he started to come around. He's like, yeah, that's pretty.
I saw her boobies.
Yeah.
But yeah, so that happens to her. I'm like, okay, this is kind of interesting. They start to have a little romance, and then end of the season, boom, she shoots him, and I'm like, oh, that's actually pretty cool.
Yeah. Sick. That's awesome.
Yeah, that's awesome. And meanwhile, Lord Jeremiah, like, goes missing after a battle. Like, what happens to him exactly? Like, he just kind of like, fuck you, Zero.
Yeah. So basically,
or something.
After he gets called Orange or whatever.
Yeah, Orange Boy.
He gets demoted because of his failures, and he's put down to like the pilot level, just like base level.
He gets demoted, I forgot. Yeah.
Yeah, like even lower than Suzaku. I'm pretty sure.
Damn.
He's just like an infantryman, and he goes insane, and he like just spies a Zero, like he just wants to murder him.
Yeah.
And then it's I think the Battle of Narita is what it's called. Colin and him are fighting because he's like, I'm gonna kill Zero. He's right there. I'm gonna fight him. But then Colin stops him, and she uses her little magic hand thing.
Yeah, the decay. Yeah, your robot dies.
Whatever it's called, I forgot what it's
Insta-kill
called.
ability.
Yeah, she uses that on him, but he like refuses to eject, so he stays in, and because of that, he suffers like life-threatening injuries.
And then I remember seeing him, and he had that shit on his face, and I was like, "Wait, who is that? Is that Lord Jeremiah?"
Yeah.
I wasn't sure who it was, but dude, he became one of my favorite characters. He comes out at the tail end of the Black Rebellion, is like, "All hail Britannia!" and he fucking like goes after Lelouch, and Lelouch is like, "What the fuck? You're back?
Yeah, who are you?"
That's what I wanted. I wanted him to go absolutely.
What were you gonna say?
Oh, I wanted him to go absolutely mad. That's where I wanted his character to go, and that's where he fucking went, and I loved it. I loved it. It was unexpected. Well, not unexpected, but like I wasn't expecting them to go that way with him.
I love how his nightmare isn't actually nightmare. He's just like inside of a Beyblade.
Yeah, like it's
like spinning around, and he can do whatever he wants.
Nightmare frame, like.
Yeah, and I think his character is probably my second or like third favorite behind Lelouch.
And then the second half of season 2 happens.
And he's just
doesn't do shit. Except say a pretty cool line at the end.
No, but see, I like his character. That made me like his character a lot more.
That line?
Just because like not necessarily just the line, but like because of like his ideals and how he acts and stuff like that.
That's true. I'm saying the second half of season 2 where he joins and it's like okay.
That's what I mean. Like he doesn't do a whole lot.
Yeah.
But the interactions that you get with him made me like him like a lot.
I really like him. I just think they could have done more of this character in battle.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, you could say that for most of these motherfuckers. But yeah, I love Jeremiah. And yes, I love how principled he is, despite the fact that you think he's so unhinged. He just wants to murder Zio. It's like, no, he's so unhinged because like he loves the royal family and like
yeah.
Well, not the royal family, but like Lady Marianne. Yeah.
Yeah, because he feels bad because she died like under his watch.
Exactly. Which I'll say this. I think it is a really good motivator like backstory to have like holy shit, your little sister's traumatized, her dead mother's body lays on top of her and you're on the top of the stairs. And I love when Lelouch calls out Charles is like, you bitch, like what are you doing? And Charles is like, bye. And that shit was just cool to me. I like that backstory.
Yeah. Well, Lelouch has like one of the best backstories of anybody. Like any anime character ever, because like
that was really cool.
I think it's a really cool idea of having this kid who's like royalty, and he's like essentially people knew who he was. They'd like be worshiping him, and he's just like living his life not only as just a normal citizen, but then as a vigilante to his own people.
Yeah, that shit is cool.
That's really cool to me.
Yeah, I love that. I that's one of the reasons I really wanted to get in the show. Is like that idea was so cool to me. It's like guy's gonna go against like his own like kingdom.
And I didn't expect it to be like it's like futuristic medieval almost.
Yeah, but also a little bit of modern kind of.
It's hard to explain. Like
I feel like the intro kind of would lead you to believe that some of it's got like kind of a medieval aspect because Lelouch rides a horse in like half of them. And
he never rides a horse in the show. I'm still pissed. He better be doing that in one of the movies.
That's why I docked off a point for each of them is because he never rode the horse.
He didn't ride the horse.
He did not ride. That's my.
Didn't ride a horse. 5.
Yeah, 5 out of 10.
Sucks.
Yeah, Lelouch, awesome.
I really like the relationship between generally all the relationships between like the main characters and Lelouch are really well done. Yeah. Like other than Colin is sort of ignored, like not necessarily Colin herself, but her relationship with Lelouch is like a little ignored at times.
Yeah, well, it's weird.
But like, I feel like that's just because there's more important things to the show like going on. I like the idea of Suzaku and Lelouch having been friends in the past and now like enemies.
I love Suzaku, but I also hated him at multiple points throughout the series. But like He's probably. I don't know if I like his character more than Lelouch, to be honest. I think I might.
I don't.
I
Really?
like him.
Well,
not
I think
like him because I did hate him at multiple points of the series, but like, I think he's a very good character.
yeah.
Like,
I think he got super interesting in the second season. Whenever like after Euphemia dies, he's just unhinged, and he is like has no issue with just murdering people.
End of first season, plus the second season, he's one of my.
He goes crazy.
Characters.
Yeah.
I mean, okay, I'll say this. First of all, he's got those spin kicks. Those not spin kicks, but like the
jump out of the ceiling and just kill everybody with one punch.
Mid-air maneuvers this man pulls off with his long ass limbs simply amaze me.
Jamie, pull that up.
I love how morally conflicted he is throughout the whole show. And yes, whenever Euphemia dies, he goes to that militarization route where it's like, I'm just gonna fucking like kill him.
I will kill him. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna kill. And that's when the show got really good to me. Was like it elevated the show. That ending to the first season elevated the show for me. When Lelouch is going to get Nunnally, and he asks, they have this whole like argument, and he's going to ask Suzaku to help him, his old fucking friend that he's known for years. And Suzaku chooses to fucking they shoot each other.
Yeah.
And it cut. Then I was like, oh fuck! I'm excited for the second season now. Like,
right.
It was a great
that was
show.
That was like, so at first I was angry that they ended the season like that, and I was like, why? But it makes complete sense, like from the studio standpoint, and that like
they had some real practical issues, right?
That was they had what?
They had like actual real life issues with like something about the second season, right? Like I remember reading something about that.
Oh, maybe, I'm not sure.
I think they probably, I don't remember.
But like ahead. The end of that first season is literally the perfect hook because it forces you to watch the second season. Like if you've watched that long,
know what happens, yeah.
If you've watched that long, one would assume that you enjoy the show. I wouldn't watch a show that long if I didn't enjoy it. And that's telling you like, guess what? We're taking you along for the ride.
Exactly.
Like, you are staying here, buddy.
It was phenomenal, and it really hooked me into the show. They managed me to like be interested in C2's story with like that whole like fucking flashing through her. Was it her memory? I don't know.
Her
just, like,
dark backs, yeah.
Yeah, and it was
she used to be like a slave.
I mean, I'm gonna be honest. In fiction, like I hate fucking vague posting, dude. Like I hate we're just gonna give you little hints of this shit. But like
I normally don't like that either, yeah.
Nothing of substance. But I did like it here somewhat because I don't know. I like C2. You know?
C2 ended up being like one of my favorite characters.
She's great, yeah.
Yeah, she's like Jeremiah, C2, and Jeremiah I know, but those three were like really interesting and cool to me. And I'm probably leaving out some more.
Yeah. So yeah, season 1 started off super fucking weak for me, ended really strong.
Yeah, it grabs you.
Now, before we move into season 2, I'd like to talk about something else. Actually, no. Before we talk about season 2, I still have some more shit to talk about with season 1 and the. Actually, no. You know what? No, I'm gonna save it for the end because it's more like the twist.
Whoa!
But no, I'm gonna save it for after like for the overall thematic conversation.
The general, yeah.
Geass. Before we go into season 2, I actually wanted to talk about. Nope. You know what? Nope.
Whoa!
Pivot!
Oh, baby, we're going crazy.
I was about to say that we should talk about just the season 1 opening and ending, but no, we got to save that shit.
We're saving that to the end.
We gotta save
because
that.
I'm conflicted.
I'm not. I
know you're not.
I have the answers.
I know your stance.
Okay. Anyways, so yes, we move into season 2. I booted up. I'm like, let's go, baby. Let's see what happened. Did they kill each other? Probably not. I don't know.
Lelouch died.
Yeah, Lelouch.
The rest of the show is someone else.
Are they in critical condition? Like, what's going on? It's like, oh.
No, dude, it's slice of life now.
The show opens, and it's Lelouch at school getting chased by fucking Valletta, who, when I last saw her, fucking shot Ogi. What the hell is going on? And it's like, we're back in school. What is this like is this like the Shinji having a slice of life alternate timeline or something?
Shinji is his brother.
Is that what's going on? Right. Speaking of which, Shinji's his brother.
Yeah, Shinji voices his brother.
I'm like, okay, that can't be his brother. He does not have a brother. Why?
It's extremely interesting to me how
I like it.
They don't reveal what happens for like I don't even think they do it in that first episode.
No, they do.
Oh, do they? Okay.
Oh, they show what happens after the ending in the second episode, but like they explain most of it to you in the first episode.
Okay, but still, it takes a minute, and it's like, what the fuck's going on? Did I miss something?
Like, I literally went back to see, like, did I miss an episode? Is there a 26th episode to season? Like, I literally looked back. But yeah, very compelling ending to season 1, and then it's like an intriguing start to season 2, and it's like, okay, what does Lelouch know? Have his memories been erased? Which,
yes.
Like, he's just it was an eerie mirror of the first episode of season 1, where like he's out on his motorcycle going to play some fucking games with his friend.
Yeah, it was. I'm pretty sure that was intended. It had to have.
It was a parallel to the first
that. It was
episode.
Almost the same.
And he and Rolo, who's like his brother, voiced by Shinji Ikari. Not by Shinji Ikari's voice actor, but Shinji Ikari himself.
What's the guy's name? Spike Spencer. That's the one.
Spike Spiegel, yes.
Yes.
So then they go up to a casino, and I'm like, what is going? We're at school now. We're at the casino. What? And
it turned into a gambling show.
Like, we go in there, and it's like,
Colin fan service. What?
Oh baby, Colin in the bunny suit. Let's go.
That's just one of the best parts of the show.
Oh yeah, by the way,
it peaks there.
Established. I mean, most of the girls in this show are best girl, but for me, Colin's best girl.
See, I'm a C2 kind of guy. I'm a C2 kind of guy. I'm sorry.
Colin's got that, the rebellious spirit, the spunk. It's spunk,
it's better than my friends, and if you're listening to this, you know who you are, who thinks that Shirley is best girl.
You know what?
And that's just not true.
I'm not going to knock a man's taste, but I will just say I respectfully disagree.
I agree to disagree.
Caden's like, I'm going to fucking shit on you.
I'm going to murder you if you ever say that Shirley is best girl again.
Yeah, call in a bunny suit. I'll be right back. I'm going to grab some water.
C2 is best girl. That's about all I have to say for this part. Shirley's definitely not. C2's hotter. I'm sorry, it's just the truth. And I believe she has more fan service. So yeah. That.
So yes. Here's the thing, like, this show is, I'll say this show is very generous with its fan service.
Oh, that's what I was just talking about.
It's very generous.
There's
multiple like nude scenes.
There's so much. It's awesome.
And like it's cool, I mean, you could obviously do without it. Fine. Whatever.
But why would you want to do that?
Yeah, I mean, it's
who wants to do that?
I think the show's meant for like teenagers, to be honest. So like I wouldn't be surprised that push.
Yeah.
But I mean, yeah. So Colin's hot. And
true.
So he goes there, and then then it starts turning into a literal action movie. And Colin. So I'm like trying to keep like, okay, who remembers everything? Does Colin remember? She doesn't look like.
Yeah, you don't know if Colin is. I thought that Colin had also lost her memory and she was just working there.
Yeah, that's what I thought too. So yeah, an action movie happens. Lelouch falls and dies. Fucking dies of fall damage. No, Rolo's being weird, and Lelouch falls to his death.
Rolo's
And
being Rolo. You know him.
C2 shows up, gets fucking shot.
Again?
Shot. And I don't really remember what happens after that. He gets his memory back, and C2 is actually alive, and all those people die, and there's like purple fire or something. But yeah, it's basically a parallel of episode 1. He gets all his memories back, and it's Geass time, baby. It is time to make people shoot themselves in the head. Okay,
It's Geass time, baby.
it's that time. So he's back, and he's
He
ready.
is.
He's ready to assume the
And
role of
it's
Zero again.
like almost the exact same thing happens in that first episode. Like you just said. Like he literally like gets his Geass and then does the exact same thing.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
and I mean, obviously that's intentional. But I thought that was super cool how it was a direct parallel.
So he's ready to assume his role as Zero again already. And okay, so first it shows us like everything that happened after the last episode. And it's like basically, so they shoot each other, and Suzaku does a fucking flying spin kick.
That's crazy.
And he fucking gets Lelouch, and this is one of my favorite. I don't know why it was one of my favorite scenes, just because the vibe it generated when he takes him to the goddamn throne room, no hesitations, and it's like
That's when you see the different
dude,
Suzaku.
Charles is like, yeah, nice try, bitch. We're gonna fucking wipe your memories now.
We
Great
know.
job.
We know.
Great job, bitch. You did this.
You thought we didn't, but we do.
You thought this entire rebellion was something like this little thing you got here going with something. No, it's not. Get your memory erased, bitch. And I was like, shit, I hate Suzaku now.
Yeah, exactly. So Charles is a very somehow like worse than Gendo Ikari.
Worse than Gendo, but
somehow
also not weirdly.
I don't know,
maybe?
because apparently he had like good intentions, which is also a Gendo Ikari moment.
Oh yeah.
I thought it was super interesting how it turns out he had Geass, because I was expecting him to not even know about Geass.
Oh yeah, it was a great twist. Just like, oh okay, so he got Geass too. That's
okay. He's
cool.
chilling.
So then, he basically, I mean, after all the shit that happens with the casino and everything, he's like, all right, bitch, I'm gonna be, I almost said Zoro, Zero again, okay?
Zoro.
And he broadcasts to the world that he's back. And okay, so there's several people who were recruited last season. One of which is a person unfortunately named D-Tard.
D-Tard, baby. I love that guy.
Oh my god, I like him. I think he's pretty cool.
Greatest name of all time.
It's very unfortunate.
It is.
Yeah, basically, he broadcasts to the world, I'm going to be goddamn Zero again, and D-Tard is like, he set this up. I don't remember, like he set this up to be broadcaster.
He's like drooling at the mouth about
like, oh,
Lelouch's back.
Zero's back, because
like,
he thrives off of like a media storm, and like who has the greatest optics behind them right now? Like Britannia sure fucking does. The Black Knights are killing it, baby. And it's like, no, they're not anymore. I'm gonna go hide in China with
this guy. Literally gets off to the news.
Yeah. And so yeah, he's back, and then fucking Rolo rolls up to the joint where Zero's supposed to be, and is like, yeah, I need to kill him.
Yeah, I have Geass too.
I gotta kill him. And
I'm shitty. I have Geass.
One of my favorite Geasses is introduced. The fucking time stop awesome. Geass. It's
so low though.
But it's not like time stops completely.
But it's not actually, yeah.
It's just that. Okay, but here's the thing. Like he can, like his range. I don't even know what his range is.
It's infinite.
Like
it's however much his heart can handle or something.
Yeah, at first he was like, it's fucking like just within like a few like
10 feet or something. Yeah,
10 feet away from Suzaku, and he uses it, and it's like he's just barely at the edge of the circle where it should be. And then episodes later, it's like, yeah, I'm
gonna use it on like the entire school.
Like,
yeah, what? An entire campus.
I will say that I love Rolo, because like I love Rolo. I love how weirdly like set on his goals he is. Like
He's
before he was like, I'm gonna murder Lelouch, and now he's like, oh,
I'm
Lelouch
gonna murder
Lelouch acknowledged me as his brother, which is sure like I'm sure is like more love than he ever got in his life because he's a fucking Geass kid.
He's
like,
an assassin, yeah.
yeah, and then he's like, oh, he's my bro.
Yeah, I thought it was.
And he like defends him, and I was like, that's cool. He does some not cool shit later. Bad Rolo, bad boy.
He murders main characters.
Yeah.
Yeah. I thought it was.
Yeah, go ahead.
Well, I was just gonna say, I thought it was really interesting, like his switch, because you could tell at first he was extremely reluctant. He was like, I don't know if I should trust this guy or not. And then, over time, obviously he does. But I thought that was super interesting how one would think, not necessarily it would just be like immediate, like, okay, I'm on your side now, but one wouldn't think that you'd have this character that's on Lelouch's side and he'd be allowed on their side, but he's just so reluctant like the entire time.
Yeah.
Like that was really interesting.
So I'm all hyped up and ready for Zero to take over the world again.
The world.
And then Lelouch is like, I forgot what happens exactly to prompt this, but like Lelouch is like, oh, I'm gonna have a midlife crisis in my tens.
I'm gonna do drugs in the warehouse.
There's a whole episode where he has this fucking like he goes and does refrain. He has all these he uses Geass to have all these civilians who are beating up some.
Yeah, like exercise in front of them or in front of them.
You do push-ups. It's like what is going on? And then he like kisses Colin. Like this is his rock bottom right here.
Yeah, this is his.
And then I believe the next episode is a very cool moment in which so it turns out Nunnally is so he goes into a depression because Nunnally now opposes him basically.
Yeah.
He's like, bitch, what are you doing?
What?
Zero, stop. And he's like, oh, but I did all this to save my sister. Now
yeah.
She
now she hates him.
And then it's so then she's like, okay, I'm gonna do a Euphemia 2.0. And everyone's rightfully skeptical. They're all like, hey, yes, what if it's fucking Massacre 2.0? And then,
yeah, he's just murdering everybody.
But Lelouch is like, I've got a plan. And so they go up there. And, I mean, so Lelouch doesn't want the safe zone because he just wants an overthrowing of the entire system. Because
he wants
at some point Britannia
culture out.
And that there's not enough like benevolent people to like keep a safe zone in place or anything, or there'd be some fuckery having to do with the safe spaces. So then they go to this big thing where Nunnally's like, yeah, we're gonna make a safe zone for the Japanese people.
She pulls a Euphemia.
Yeah,
also.
And then I forgot exactly what happens. Like they're threatened to be exiled. Oh yeah, Zero's to be exiled. That's like the
But this part was really cool. I forgot about this.
So it's like, oh, Zero's to be exiled, huh? It's like
he's just gonna leave.
Okay, then we're all fucking Zero now. We're all wearing costumes.
Yeah,
they were mass produced somehow, but who cares?
Hundreds of people just like put on the Zero costume.
It's like literally V for Vendetta, but it's cool.
Yeah.
V for Vendetta is kind of mid, okay, but yeah, they all put this costume on. Like, okay, we're gonna start our own fucking country on some random ass island, and I was like, oh yeah, why didn't they do that before?
The man-made island, Chinese or Indian man-made island.
Oh yeah, because the Chinese. Okay, so that's why they couldn't do it. And so basically, then we move into the China arc, the Chinese Federation arc.
The China arc.
And I like this arc because it had some cool moments. It finally established like. Here's the thing: I thought Schneisel was Clovis.
I think everyone did. I think everyone did.
Clovis is alive? Nani?
Because the thing is, Schneisel, like, he doesn't even play that big of a role in the first season. I don't remember
him being mentioned in the first season until he actually shows up.
He wasn't. He wasn't at all.
So I was literally like, Clovis? Nani? And maybe because I thought the guy in the blonde guy who looks back is Clovis in the intro is like I thought that was Clovis. And so I was kind of
I think I thought that was Clovis too, and I was like, so Clovis isn't really dead.
Yeah. So so the Chinese Federation Army Park, they basically have this party with this little girl who's getting married off to this 40-year-old man.
Yeah.
And
well, we don't mention it.
We don't. Just look
Asia,
away, look away.
Weird alternate universe Asian rules.
I don't even know if that's okay in China though, but
Probably. I mean, I know Japan is like I don't think she's 14,
okay,
but I know Japan is.
Even in Japan, they wouldn't let like a 14-year-old marry.
Probably.
Like,
yeah.
But anyways, I believe this is the second time in this podcast we've probably talked about the age of consent law.
We don't mention it.
But anyways, so yeah, that I forgot what. Okay, another thing I forgot to mention about another character. Another character is Kaguya.
Oh, okay. So, yes. So, in the first season, she's in Colors, right?
Yeah.
From what I remember, she doesn't show up in the show while Colors is actually playing.
No, she doesn't. Yeah, right.
Like she does show up, but she's just like in a closet or something like that.
It's like she's literally not a non-element. Yeah.
And I thought that entire time that she was going to have something to do with C2. Like
yeah, because like the weird like
she's wearing like a headband with like a jewel on it on her head.
There's like green lines all across the screen. Like I thought it was just something like technological or something. Like, like a ghost in a shell or something. And she just turns out to be a princess.
She's just like a 15-year-old leader of a country.
Yeah, okay, that's cool, I guess.
Or not leader of a country, but of an organization.
She's like, yeah, I'm gonna marry Zero, so that's happening.
And then nobody debates that.
So I think it's cool. I thought it was first of all cool to have Zero just show up in a professional capacity at like an actual part.
Yeah, like he's a diplomat now or something.
Yeah, a diplomat. That's exactly it. And I just and it finally establishes Schneisel and Lelouch's rivalry.
Yeah, apparently they were like very competitive as kids.
Like the one person Lelouch could never beat at chess. And they show that at the Chinese Federation Army Party.
No, here's what I want to mention. Right? Those of you who have watched Code Geass and know how to play chess, that you can't do that. You cannot move your king within the same square as the enemy's king. You can't do it. That's not a move. That's prohibited.
Okay, come on, we're in Code Geass, man. Come on, suspend.
Okay, but come on, alternative universe.
AU.
No,
that's just not gonna fly.
No, I know my chess, buddy. Don't think you can fool me, Schneisel.
That's probably why they. Never mind. So, yeah, they have this chess match. Nina goes fucking savage mode and tries to stab.
Again.
Yeah, she tries to stab Zero and is like pissed. And I have a Discord notification.
Oh, classic. Discord moment.
I'm gonna ignore it, but anyways, yeah. So then, like, she gets married off. And is like fucking. The next day they have the wedding. I don't know if it's the next day, but it's a very quick.
I'm pretty sure it is the next day. Yeah, actually.
Very quick cut. Actually, very quick cut.
Schneider's just like, you better not come tomorrow.
Next day.
Because it was in the middle of the wedding. They were about to actually be married.
Yeah.
And then Jinkei.
Like, hi. Jinkei and then Zero comes in. And then we get into the whole Jinkei arc, which I think is.
I think Jinkei is really interesting. So it's kind of weird in that. So supposedly he's like a better fighter than like Colin or Suzaku, but he's also a better tactician than Lelouch or Schneisel.
He's also extremely principled in that he wants to protect the princess.
For some reason, like he's supposed to die early, or never happens. I don't know what that's about. Like
like the coughing up blood. What was all that about?
I read somewhere. I forget where it was. Apparently, that's like his punishment for being as good as he is he's just supposed to die early.
That's an Akito moment being condemned to die.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, that was kind of weird. I guess it's fine.
Oh, well, it was never brought up against. There's just some weird shit like that in the show sometimes.
Yeah.
But
I mean, it's not that big of a deal, really,
yeah, the
but
Shinkai arc, a lot of fights.
he's good. He's cool. I like that guy.
The arc is pretty good. I like it. That's it.
Yep.
Beth basically introduced that Sayako, this fucking badass assassin.
Apparently, yeah.
It's
So I guess she was like, she's actually working under the Ashford family or something.
Yeah, I actually did not know what she was doing, so or
Yeah,
like what she did, but yeah, apparently she's that, and
she's cool.
she's
She poses as
disguised.
Zero
Yeah, she poses
or
as Zero.
Lelouch,
Well,
rather.
yeah, Lelouch. At school while he's off saving the world, or not saving the world, but like trying to turn the world to his ideology.
Yeah,
It's weird.
and then she kisses Shirley.
Yeah, yeah.
Yep. Yeah.
And then the fucking the
On
Lelouch's harem episode happens
the Lelouch's harem episode.
where they have to steal his hat, and there are actually some good moments. Like I love fucking Sayako fucking running as fast, like literally Naruto running.
Oh
through the
yeah,
trying to
she's
get away.
like back flipping over people.
I love that shit. Yeah. So I mean that episode was kind of cool, and Shirley and Lelouch are cute. Yeah, they're cute.
That was kind of an extra sort of thing where it's like Lelouch has just like 15,000 girls that are attracted to him.
Hey, he's the main
I like how
he's the main character of an
they,
anime.
yeah, but like he's posed as like this skinny, like unattractive. Or he's supposed to like be
Not very
attractive, but like
athletic.
extremely unathletic. Like they put
Yeah.
emphasis on the fact that he's extremely unathletic,
He's a
but then
cheap
just like
guy.
every school or every girl in the school like is
Yeah.
attractive. Yeah,
He's a bit of a Mary Sue, but like it's fine. We love him.
yeah, whatever.
He's a great character, so we forgive
He's a
it.
cool guy.
But yeah, that all happens, and then we get into, I suppose, what happens after that actually.
Yeah.
Like,
Uh,
kind of a
I
weird
guess
little
probably the Flea episode. I don't think there's much that happened. No, I don't think there's a lot that happens in between.
Oh yeah, we have to bring up V2, who's a little fucking bitch.
Oh, that little fucker.
V2 got introduced in the first season actually, but like we don't know it's like who the fuck is this C2 but V2, and he's just a little fucker, you know?
No,
I hate
okay. When the Flea thing happened, had C2 lost her memory at that point? I think she had. When Suzaku uses the Flea for the first time.
Yeah,
and it's like, oh wow, that's what this does.
Fuck, I can't remember.
I think she has lost. Yeah, okay, so she has because. So, I forget specifically the events that lead up to it, but Lelouch essentially locks himself inside of what's that? The Ragnarok connection or whatever.
Yeah. Oh, okay, so yeah, that happened, right? Okay.
And then and then C2 shows up there as well.
So what prompted like what was before he first finds the Ragnarok connection? What happens before? Like, what prompts that? Is there like
I don't
like,
remember.
Battle? Okay.
Honestly,
okay.
I don't remember.
I guess talk about this next. So Jeremiah's back, and I'm like, oh fuck,
nice.
He is back. First episode we see him, he's like chilling, just drinking on some random ass desert.
Yeah, he's
like,
just like in the middle of the desert.
I am ready for you to return.
Oh, okay. So that I remember what happens now. Yeah. Oh, is that my cue to say what happens?
Huh?
Are you there?
Oh, sorry.
Oh,
so
you can continue because I guess it's
okay.
Sort of does go along with this.
So yeah. So then Jeremiah comes through. So yeah, after that filler episode, then Shirley goes out like walking, like, oh, I love Lelouch, and like gets her memories back. And Jeremiah,
because he is.
I'm excited. Jeremiah's like, I have
He
fucking
has used
to
the
destroy
Geass canceller.
Geasses. And it's like, here it is, boys. Here's the fucking trump card. My boy Jeremiah about to get some sweet revenge or something, or some form. And so then the episode happens, and Lelouch is like, here's some Sakuradite, bitch. And
No, he's made a Securita, and he uses the
oh yeah, the Sakuradite, whatever.
Gefion Disturber.
And yeah, and Lelouch
That
is like,
thing.
take that, bitch. And then he's
Guess
like,
what? I'm Lelouch
and he's like,
Z Britannia.
hey, so you're doing this for your
Z
mom,
Britannia.
your sister? And he's like, yes. And he's like, well, I'm on your side now, bud. And it's like, all right, that's cool. That's cool.
Nice.
I like that he's principled.
Yeah. And but then
he comes back out, and right before, Shirley's a little unhinged because she's like, look, I just got all my memories back. This is fucked up.
I
He's
gotta
Zero. What
tell
the fuck?
someone. Yeah.
Rolo's like, hey, what are you doing?
Lolo sees her with a gun.
Yeah, and
At
he's
the
just like,
mall.
yeah, a little suspect.
All right.
I'm gonna have to clean this up.
I'm gonna have to kill you.
Yeah, kills her.
I'm gonna have to.
Fucked up. And Lelouch comes back, and there's a super emotional scene.
Yeah.
And okay, I don't know why this shit made me laugh. Okay, I'm not talking about the
You
emotional.
were laughing about, or you were laughing. Wait.
I'm laughing. I'm talking about. I was laughing afterwards. The scene was very emotional, and it was good. But I was laughing afterwards because Rolo's like, I did it. She was on her way, right? And Lelouch is like,
Yeah, I remember you
and so
laughing about like her dying or something like that. For those,
I don't remember doing. I probably did.
I think I'm pretty sure you like made a joke about it.
I probably did.
For those who are confused,
we were cracking jokes the whole time, man. Come on.
I went over to Julius's house and I had finished Geass and he hadn't. We watched 17 episodes of the second season in one day.
That's great.
It was incredible.
But yeah, so he's like, hey, it had to be done, man. Had to be done, boss, right?
I had to do it. You know me.
It is what it is. She was asking for it, and she was holding the gun. She was asking for it. And Lou's like, yeah, great job, bro. And
nice.
The next episode, when they go to fucking raid
I'm
the
gonna
castle,
fucking
he's
kill
like,
him.
he's literally plotting, like he's figuring out ideas to like kill him.
He planted
in the middle
a
of battle.
bomb inside of his,
I thought that shit was
inside
funny.
of his nightmare.
I didn't think it was as funny afterwards. After
Yeah.
But like, it was just so funny to be like, why would you fucking die? It's like, it just cracked me up. And yeah, Shirley dies, and they go raid this fucking place. Like, Lelouch doesn't have a lot of time to grieve. He doesn't have a lot of time to grieve, to be honest. And he goes to the fucking desert to fake a FaceTime call, and it's like, "Ayo, bitches,
because they had located.
I'm not really in my school."
They had located where the order of the Geass was. Oh, okay. So it makes it so. Lelouch was like, Geass caused Shirley's death.
Yes.
So I'm going to go and end Geass to make sure nobody gets it again.
Nobody can. Yeah, exactly. I'm gonna end this shit.
Okay, here's another Rolo moment. Here's another extraordinarily fucked up Rolo moment. Whenever
so they go to this place and there's all these like Geass children.
There's like the little kids. One of them is able to like just control your body or something.
Yeah, pretty cool.
And so
kids.
There's some kids.
Wonder what they're gonna do in the plot.
They see like something time stopped. Like, it must be Big Brother Rolo. And Rolo's just straight up like, hey guys, I missed you. How you been? Yeah. And then he kills them all.
He
just murders them all. Yeah.
And like there's old people with Geasses who are like, please help us, and they just get fucking murdered. It's like,
yeah, they're just murdering everyone.
It's unintentionally laugh-worthy.
And that's where the that's where the loyalty for Lelouch sort of starts to fade, I think. Whenever they start to find out, like, hey, this guy murdering people.
A little fucker.
Yeah.
And so that all happens, and Lelouch is like, oh yes, baby, final boss time. It's time to go fucking kill my dad. Let's go, baby!
Oh, okay, yep. And so he goes to the Ragnarok connection or whatever.
Yeah, I think it's the Thought Elevator or something.
Or there's like 15 names. But there's like this sort of Akasha.
Human Instrumentality Project. Come on.
That thing, yeah.
He goes in there with his fucking nightmare, and he's like, "Let's go, bitch!" And he's like, his dad's like, "Really?" And You're gonna try going
Bruh.
here.
All right, use your Geass on me, buddy.
Yeah, he's like, all right, go ahead, use
All
your
right,
Geass.
go
on me."
ahead.
And
Get
he's
it out
like,
of your system.
Lucha's like, I'm not fucking stupid. You have a Geass too, bitch. And so he comes up with this, anime level play where he's like, I'm gonna fucking shoot this glass so it goes everywhere. And
Yeah.
I can use my Geass to see his eyes and command him to do something. And then what does he command him to do? Or does it not work on him?
To die. Like he
Oh, yeah, he
kills.
commands him to die.
He does die.
Yeah, he does.
He does. So he dies, but then his code activates because.
Oh yeah, because he's immortal. Because V2.
So basically,
yeah, okay.
Lelouch commands him to die, and he's like, okay, and so he shoots himself in the heart. But then his code activates, and he wakes up because he has stolen the code from V2, who also is apparently like his twin brother.
Yeah, and he's like, "Hey, big bro," and it's like, "What the fuck are you talking about? That dude is."
Yeah, dude, you're like 10.
You're like 10.
Yeah.
But he gets that, and he's like, and Lelouch is like, "All right, then let's fucking square up then," and he fucking gets at him with a gun. He shoots him. He gets out.
He shoots him several times. Yeah.
Yeah. Does he get at him with a sword?
No, I think he just shoots. He shoots
I'm thinking of
Charles.
But
yeah, maybe.
Yeah, so that all happens, and he's like, "Yeah, I can't really die." And C2 comes in the fucking building and is like, "Oh," and
then
all this shit happens.
C2's wish is revealed.
Yeah.
And it's to die.
To die, yeah, essentially.
Yeah, as one does.
And so this all happens, and Lelouch is like, "Oh, baby, please don't go," pretty much. Yeah, and she's about to go. She's about to fucking die, and he's like, "No," and she's like, "Okay, I won't." Yeah.
Yeah, he essentially just says, "Don't," and she's just like, "Okay."
And she's back, and so then she loses her memory. Now she is the ultimate submissive fucking thing ever, and she's like, she'll fucking sneeze and be like, "Oh, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry."
Sorry, master.
Yeah, exactly. And this is one of the most disturbing scenes in Code Geass. Comes in, and he gets her pizza, which is your favorite food, and it is the most fucking disgusting pizza I've ever seen. What the fuck is it? What is on it? They have like kolaches and crust, like.
Dude, it's it's like, alternate universe Asia,
but
all right?
Out, it looks like normal. Like, why? Why did they draw it this way? Why?
It's alternate universe Pizza Hut, dude. Come on.
Or like this universe Pizza Hut.
Heyo, it's bad. Don't eat there.
But anyways, that all happens. Half of the shit is just me trying to remember what happens, to be honest.
So after this, I don't think there's a ton of stuff that happens until the actual the Flea incident.
Yeah. Okay.
So basically,
before that, right? Like, before that is like the shit where he goes to ask Suzaku, like, please help me, right? Oh yeah. So he basically goes,
my god. Okay, yeah.
Ask him for help, and he's like, Suzaku's like, yeah, go ahead. I'll meet you if you come meet me in Area 11 alone.
Alone?
It's like,
yeah, at my dad's shrine.
Okay,
the one I killed.
This is how most mafia deaths end up happening. This is how they. This is it right here.
This is how it goes down. Yeah.
He's gonna die. No, he's not. But yeah, so they go to meet up, and they have this really compelling conversation about like their morals and shit, and like, oh yeah, well you fucking like you killed your father, and it's like what the fuck, and it's like this is all wrong and fucked up, and they have a big moral debate, and it's really cool. And then fucking the Britannia.
The boys pull up. And that's
then this
when
cool shit happens. Where he's like captured done. He's pretty much done at this point. And who comes through but fucking Guilford? Because he gave him an order to see Amelia. And I was like, that's cool. That's a unique use of his Geass, right? That was
also
dope.
Let it be noted that Schneisel, this is when Schneisel finds out that which I don't know how he hasn't figured this out yet, because everybody knows this. But,
yeah, pretty much. Like, how does he not have people?
Yeah.
But whatever. So
So Guilford saves him.
Yeah, and then, but it's only really a temporary like rescue because then like turns out back at home like they're letting Schneisel and everyone know that he's
Yeah,
Zero,
right. That he is Zero.
and they essentially turn on him. Like they're done. They don't want to. I mean, they'll still be the Black Knights, but like.
Well, no, this hasn't happened. Then is the Flea thing.
Afterwards, the Flea thing.
No, because remember they were still with him for the Flea incident, and then he started going insane after.
Oh, you're true. You're true.
Yeah,
you're right.
So then a battle ensues. I forget what X or why.
Wait. No, hold on. Cause remember he like fucking if the Black Knights are like get the fuck out, and they like chase him and Rolo dies. What happens after that then? Oh yeah, because if the Black Knights are not with, I'm stupid. If the Black Knights aren't with him, why would the Flea shit happen? You're right.
Yeah.
True.
So then the whole Flea incident happened. I forget why.
Yeah.
Why it happens. But basically a large fight ensues.
Oh yeah, it's pretty dope too.
I think that's like the biggest fight in the show.
Biggest fight, yeah. And so one really cool thing that I like is at one point Suzaku is in a compromising position where he has to sacrifice his life for the best strategic military move.
Yeah.
Like the best strategy. Like this will end everything if you do this. And Lelouch is like, nah, bitch, you're gonna live, and he commands him to live. And basically,
and that was a while back.
Oh yeah, this is season 1. This is season 1 we're talking about.
Yeah.
But he's basically been commanded to live. So anytime he finds himself in such a dangerous situation, his first instinct is to now like live. And I think that's really cool. Because like I mean, Suzaku doesn't give a fuck. He will fucking kill himself for the goddamn good.
He wants to die.
Yeah, he wants to die. So he gives him that order. And he uses this in the most like dangerous situations. This one being like Suzaku's fucked. He's he needs to use a last resort.
Yes, basically what's happening is that. So, what's the girl? Her name? The girl who. Yeah.
Mina?
What's her name again? Yeah. She and Schneisel and Lloyd and all the Canyon gang, they finish development on the Flea, which is the thing that she was originally going to use to blow up, Tokyo. And so they finish that and they equip Suzaku with it, but Suzaku's like, I'm not going to use this. I'll have it.
Yeah.
But I'm not going to use it.
Exactly.
And so he's losing. Yeah. So in the second season, Colin is just suddenly now like extraordinarily overpowered and cannot be beaten.
It's the ace, yeah.
Which, well, I guess for some reason I say she's just incredibly good at piloting, and the Gurren is like insane.
Yeah, it's one of the best nightmares, yeah.
And so she's beating the shit out of Suzaku. Oh, we completely forgot to talk about how she got captured.
I mean, is that really that important?
Shit. Colin got captured. There's one great
scene where Suzaku comes in and is like, he tries to like give her refrain, and she's like, no, bitch. She beats the fuck out of him.
And then she beats the shit out of Suzaku. Yeah. And he refuses to fight back. He's like, I'm going to use refrain on you. Wait, no, I'm not Zero.
Yeah, exactly.
And then she just beats him up. Anyways.
So great.
She's beaten Suzaku, and he's like, I'm gonna let myself die. Like, this is what I deserve.
Yeah.
And then Lelouch's Geass command kicks in, and he is forced to live. And
he uses the fucking
he uses the Flea. And he shoots it at his own people for some reason.
Yeah. And it's presumed that everyone pretty much fucking dies, and it's a pretty cool.
It looks really good. There's a lot of things in the show that look absolutely. Like, when you look at it, it has such a weird art style, and you're like, what's going on here? But then you watch the show and you get very used to it, and a lot of stuff looks really good.
Yeah, I will admit, some of the action scenes just have phenomenal like choreography.
Yeah,
shit. Like,
absolutely.
I like the way the nightmares move. They're really fucking like, and
They're not
they kind of just they resorted to like flying by the end, but like before they were like fucking getting pulled around and shit. And it was awesome.
They're not super like mechanical.
Yeah.
Like they don't move like super slow like it's always depicted. They move like you would think like futuristic robots would.
Right.
Or not necessarily robots, but mecha. But yeah, so he fires the flare, and it is presumed that not only as well as Sayako and everybody else they die.
Mental breakdown.
And Lelouch is he's not having that.
No, he's fucking pissed. So then, the Black Knights are like, dude, you're fucking crit. We're done with you. We're done.
Yeah. Then Schneisel talks to the Black Knights.
Yeah.
And tells them like, yo, Dira's Lelouch, he's Britannian, he's bad, he has Geass. And Lelouch is just going insane in his room with C.
And C2's like, are you alright, man? You doing okay?
Are you alright? I still don't have my memory. I don't know who you are. And then, so Colin goes to pick up Lelouch because she gotta tell him something or something. And then he's ambushed.
Yeah.
By not only the Black Knights, but also Schneisel and the Britannian Knights. And so he's about to be put to death or shot in front of everybody on camera. Because this little detard fucker likes to film everything.
He's a shit!
Yeah. And then he's saved by none other than Rollo, who he's wanted to kill this entire time.
Yes. He's wanted to murder. And Rollo...
He just...
fucking saves him, man.
Yeah, and Rollo saves him.
I knew I loved him. The second I saw him, you know? It was love at first sight, you know?
I think it is super interesting how Rollo did end up, like, coming back for him. Yeah. And he was, like, in the end, he knew that Lelouch hated him. It's been established. Like, Lelouch told him to get out, I'm pretty sure, at one point.
Yeah, but
he's like, leave, I fucking hate you.
Yeah, he doesn't care.
Yeah, he's still gonna save Lelouch, and he does.
And it's
but then he dies.
It's an emotional death.
Yeah, it is like really like because I wasn't super attached to Rollo at all, so I didn't expect.
Yeah, I liked him, but yeah,
I didn't expect to be as sad about his death as it was.
Yeah.
Because I guess he because he died like for Lelouch's cause. Because he knew that making that sacrifice would help Lelouch.
Yeah, it was great. So then the whole after that is the whole shit with his, where it's revealed that Anya, you know, one of the knights, is actually has fucking Lady Marianne.
Marianne's mind inside of her, yeah. Because that was her Geass power that she didn't know she had and never.
That was a cool.
Until she died.
And okay, so this part was a little weird for me. The whole like reveal, and I still kind of don't understand it. Like, if you can explain it, like, so, like, she died in the middle of the night, right? Like, or like died.
So basically, V2 was being jealous boyfriend.
Yeah.
And he was like, "Hey, you're messing with Charles' plans. I don't like that."
Famously, women
have
ruined everything. Basically, is what he says.
Yes. He's like, I don't like you or C2. C2 can also get the fuck out. So he sets up a plan to kill Lady Marianne.
Yeah.
And he frames it and makes it look like, you know, it was like a terrorist attack or something.
Yeah, like some bitches just came through like it was a drive-by or something, you know?
Yeah. And then so Marianne, I guess she has Geass, but it's said that the first time she ever used it was when she... Yeah, it said that the first time she ever used it was when she was about to die, and her Geass thing was to, like, put her mind inside someone else's.
Yeah,
essentially. Cool. And so she hides inside Anya, who's, like, I guess she had been there, and she was just, like, an orphan or something.
Yeah, I mean, which is it's fine, I guess.
Yeah.
And
And
he's a
you
knight,
know,
so who knows?
it turns out not only isn't really blind and can walk, it's just Charles had to cover it up.
It was more so like didn't they even say it was like kind of psychosomatic? Like she wasn't really forever blind.
That's what Lelouch thought it was.
Okay.
But it's literally just she has been convinced to be blind.
Yeah. Well, yeah. I mean, that's like it's more of a psychological thing than like I'm actually blind.
Right. Yeah.
So then it's the whole master plan is revealed. It's like, so what were they doing? Like they were just trying to like make this cool new world or something. Or like
they were trying to do the human instrument project.
Yeah, that's essentially what happens. And it's kind of, I mean, it's
fine.
I mean, it's whatever. It's fine. But there are some cool moments in that entire like exchange they have on that. What is essentially like two fucking like the thought element. Well, is it not? It's not even
the sword of Akasha.
Yeah, the sword of Akasha, and Lelouch gains like Geass and his other
double-eyed Geass.
Yeah, and it's
that's a really cool moment.
Literally, it's a Naruto type beat, and he's like, "Fuck this shit, we're not doing this," and makes both of them disappear, and it's like, damn,
yeah,
that's great. And so then it's that whole arc was pretty great already. So then we're moving into the final stage of the show.
So
he comes back, and this was cool. He comes back, uses Geass on everyone who's like, "Hey, what the fuck is Lelouch doing on the throne?" He comes and sits on the throne and is like, "All right, I'm ruling now, bitches." Along with Suzaku, by Night of Zero. I was nutting.
That was cool. That was
cool. My Night of Zero.
Suzaku and him just sort of.
I should have known they were setting that up. Night of One, Night of Two.
Yeah.
Like, I should have known. But yeah, that was cool. So then we move into the final arc. Lelouch becomes a dictator for a little while.
But it's for a good cause.
It was not yet. Then like he still has to have it out with Schneisel. At the end of the day, he still has to fucking get that bitch. So this is when I knew something was definitely up, when he was like, because at first I was just like, okay, he's the ruler, whatever. I mean, he's tricking everyone with his Geass into like making him the ruler. Like that's kind of weird, but go off, I guess. Then he's like, okay, I'll become my slaves, and I'm like, you're losing me there, buddy. You're losing me there. You're definitely losing me there. So he basically goes to war with Schneisel for this arc.
Yeah.
And it's good. I like it. He basically has to go. I do like seeing Suzaku and Lelouch fighting alongside each other for a change. That is pretty nice.
That's cool.
And there's a couple seminal moments here. Seminal. Yeah, semen. All right, guys.
That's funny.
One is Colin and Suzaku's battle, which is actually very cool. They have a nice fighting about our morals. Yeah, fighting about our morals as we fly around and fight.
Everybody's finishing each other's sentences for some reason in this part.
It's cool though. The choreography's cool. Their whole moral debate is pretty interesting. And meanwhile, Lelouch is faced with his final moral obstacle. Nunnally. Because, I mean, he goes and he's trying to get this fucking. What is he trying to get? Like some device.
It's so basically Nunnally has the key to launch Flayas.
To launch the Flayas, right?
Out of the Damocles, this big ship thing.
Yeah. And so basically he's trying to take it from her. And she's like, Lelouch,
you're not going to use your Geass, buddy. You're too much of a pussy.
What are you doing? And he's like, I'm going to use my Geass. But trust me, the results will be good.
Yeah.
Utilitarianism type beat. But yeah, he's basically like, sorry, I'm using the Geass. It's the ultimate betrayal of everything he's done so far. But it's like,
right.
I mean, it is consistent. It's for the results, right?
He's doing it for a good cause.
He's doing it for the results, just like his dad, ironically, who he said good intentions doesn't necessarily mean your actions are good in any way. But he So he uses the Geass on Nonali. She falls out of the fucking chair.
Dude, that part was kind of
That
hard
was
to watch.
bad. It was. Yeah, for sure. It was
How
very
she
bad.
falls out of the chair, like onto the stairs, and he just looks back at her and doesn't help her or anything.
Yeah, you're right. That if there's a moral low point for him in this show, that's definitely it right there.
Which,
Because
even
that
though
is-
he was doing his thing,
yeah,
that
that's the
was-
funny thing. So there was one episode where he and Suzaku were like fighting and shit and like arguing and or no, well he was like more so Zero to Suzaku than Lelouch at the moment. But he basically called Suzaku's morals like an aesthetic, and it's like,
yeah,
Lelouch, buddy, you are literally using the revolutionary aesthetic to save your sister. Like at the end of the day, the rebellion doesn't matter to you. Like it's all about your sister to you. But at this point, he's too far into the politics game. You know, it's
Well, one thing that I read is that the Black Knight sort of convince him like this isn't only for Nonali at this point, like it's for everybody.
well, that's politics, right? Is like, I mean, you kind of start out with a very personal approach to it or something,
Right. And
but
then
like,
it
when
grows
you get into
to-
the game of politics,
you realize the big
there
picture.
are things that you have to do to like get up in influence. You know, there's like certain things that you have to like choices you have to make that decide if everyone's gonna live or everyone's gonna die. You know, and that's
right.
And so, okay, you know what? I'm gonna stop right there. Let's continue.
Yes.
So we're at the final scene now. This is where it all culminates, baby. This is the conclusion of Code Geass.
Yes.
So Nonali's all chained up and shit, along with most of the Black Knights. They're ready to get fucking executed. Well, they're not ready, but
yeah,
their bodies are. They're preparing themselves for death.
Well, okay, so keep in mind, there was that one fight after Lelouch had become emperor, and it was presumed that Suzaku was dead.
Right, yeah.
Like he was announced
we
as
didn't know
dead.
Suzaku was dead. And so, like, Lelouch is, like, fucking on a parade pretty much with his little sister.
Like,
Chained
in
up at the
shackles,
front.
yeah.
Yeah, and it's like, holy fuck, dude, you've gone off the deep end. And then, in the fucking distance,
Yes.
Zero has returned. And this is, okay, I'm gonna be honest. I kind of saw this coming. Because, like,
Did you?
the whole scenario just seemed way too familiar. Everyone's fucking chained up, and, like, they're on a parade. I was like, yeah, Zero's gotta come back. Because that's
Well,
how
I mean,
that's the first appearance of Zero is Suzaku being getting ready to get executed, and
he's being
Zero
held
comes in to
prisoner.
save the day. Zero comes through, and everyone's like, "Nani, Zero," and he.
But Lelouch is over there.
Hello! And so he jumped. Orange Boy, aka Jeremiah, is like, "I'm gonna fucking get you, haha! I'm just pretending."
Hey, ceasefire.
And Suzaku jumps on his shoulder. Here's the first hint of how we should have known, how we would have known that this wasn't
He's just
Lelouch.
dodging bullets.
Yeah, exactly. Like, this is not Lelouch. Lelouch would have been fucking
Yeah.
hit. Okay. Yeah, he jumps on Orange Boy's shoulder, and Orange Boy like acts bewildered. He's like, "Oh fuck!" And then he looks back and he's like, "Onward, masked knight." And it's
That's
like,
actually one of that gave me chills.
fuck.
That one was awesome.
He goes to fucking and he just the first thing he does is fucking he stabs Lelouch.
Yes.
His
Well,
body falls down.
not before it explains what his plan is, obviously.
Oh no!
Because at this point, you don't know.
So it turns out that Suzaku and Lelouch had talked.
He did it for the bit.
Suzaku was told to become Zero, essentially, take the helm and kill Lelouch in this final demonstration. Lelouch finally finds the final thing to say. He's sacrificed many lives to get to this point, to get to this.
Basically,
yeah.
Everyone in the world hates him. And so if you
Yes.
kill him, the hatred will be no more.
For a little bit. But so he stabs him and everyone thinks Suzaku's dead, so it's perfect. No one can be like, "Oh, where's Suzaku?
Who is this
He's
guy?"
dead." And so he disguises Zero, stabs him, and this scene was emotional. He slides down the fucking float, and Nunnally's like, Nunnally is like, oh my fuck, and she cries, and the music's playing, and it's like, damn.
It plays like
damn
a frame, like a million frames of all these different events throughout the episodes.
Yeah.
And then the end, one sad part. What's his final line?
Yeah, what's his final line?
He says, obviously, like, stuttering, and it takes him, like, 20 seconds to say it. But he says, yeah, of course. He says, I destroyed the world and created a new... Die.
Yeah.
For those of you who didn't know, he was supposed to say one at the end. But he says, I destroyed the world and created a new...
He said die.
He dies.
And he died.
Yeah, he said die and then dies.
So then it's like, damn, the music's fucking swelling. Nunnally's crying, and I'm like, shit.
Yeah, Nunnally's screaming, and the entire crowd is cheering for Zero.
That was probably the most powerful part of the ending for me. Was that part right there? And
oh yeah.
And so then afterwards, it's like, yeah, you know, the world is at peace. Shit, you know, Ogi put that baby in Valletta. You know,
and also his prime minister. Apparently, in the which I found this really weird, but in the manga, which, you know, it was written after the anime had come out, because the anime is original. In the manga, Kaguya becomes the first prime minister.
Interesting.
And kind of weird, but okay. Yeah, if you say so.
You know, Colin's going to school. You know, piece of bread in her mouth.
She has become the slice of life schoolgirl.
And and isn't she like talking? Like she's talking to fucking Lelouch or some shit. Like
she's like
he's writing a note to him or something. Yeah.
Yeah.
And the final shot, we have the final little scene. We have someone driving a wagon of hay. Cart. Yeah, we don't know who it is.
Like a popular theory is that it's Lelouch. I'm pretty sure
inside of it, inside of the cart, is C2, who's a vibin, and she's giving a monologue, right? I don't remember what's the last thing she said is. She
says, "Oh, she's like, when I gave you Geass, I told you it would be a curse and you'd be alone forever." Yeah. I don't know if that's necessarily right. Yeah. Old boy Lelouch.
And then the fucking anxiety ending starts. That fucking disrupts the beautiful ending that just happened.
And it flashes, like, because, you know, all the concept art is used in the credits. It flashes all the concept art from all the endings.
So that's the ending of Code Geass.
So
okay, let's talk about this. Let's talk about this ending.
So this is going to come as a shock to many people. This may come as a shock to many. If you watch
I'm just defensive right now because I'm ready. You know.
Yeah.
To talk about this.
He's ready to negate the point I'm about to make.
I'm not negating it. I'm just giving my own viewpoint on it. Let's go.
If you watched the Evangelion video, you know that Evangelion was by far my favorite anime of all time.
Oh yeah.
I think that Code Geass actually might beat that. And I never in a million years that I would say that. But I think that I've finally found something that beats Evangelion for me. And it's this. Awesome. That's awesome. Now get on with it.
Okay. Let's talk about the ending. Let's talk about what are your thoughts on the ending?
You mean the song or the show?
No, the show. The ending of the show, yeah.
Okay. The ending was absolutely the best part for me. Because, like, you know, there have been parts that surprised me, but you know that it's a good ending when, like, I'm just like I was literally speechless when I finished.
Right.
Like my mouth was agape the entire last like 10 minutes. And I think it was perfect in that I like a lot of the endings that the thing is happening and you're like, wow, this is actually going to happen, but you don't know why, and then it explains, as opposed to it just being linear. And Code Geass does that like several times where it's not necessarily linear and it explains things after they've been done.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. I like that, the way it does things like
Yeah.
that. Right.
Um,
That's the whole beginning of season 2 is
right,
non-linear.
exactly.
It was really cool though.
But no, that part for me was insane. It was insane. And that like I've heard from many people, like just the anime community, and I hate using that term, the anime community, but literally the community, that Code Geass has the best ending of any show that they've ever seen. And I think I have to agree with that. It's incredible to me.
This is why I hate the anime community, because they gas this shit up so much.
Do they?
Including you. You gas this shit up.
I'm sorry, dude.
It's okay. Sorry. No, it's fine. You know what? The ending is perfectly great, satisfying. Love it. I love it.
Okay, one thing you have to admit, it's very conclusive.
It is. It is the perfect,
wraps it up.
It is the perfect conclusion for this show, and I probably like in 1,000 years could not thought of a better one. But like, I don't know if it elevates the show to another level for me. Like, I don't know if it gets points for the ending. Like, I don't know if it adds anything to it for me.
I normally don't like. I also agree with you most of the time. Like, I don't like doing that. But for me, the ending of this show, like, could have, like, it wraps everything up so perfectly, and it ties everything. Great. It's one of those that like it ties everything from the past together, and it all makes it make sense.
Yeah, it's great. I don't know what it is. I don't know what I was expecting out of those last 10 minutes, but it was really hyped up for me, and that's maybe why I didn't think it was the greatest thing ever. But like, I still really like. It's a really good ending. Like, but even I feel like even I would contend, while we're on the topic of Evangelion, I feel like End of Evangelion's a better ending.
See, okay.
But also, I was thinking about it like that's a whole movie.
That's what I've been on the fence about. Is that so? I don't know. I really, because sometimes I'll really enjoy. Okay, I say sometimes. I will always enjoy a conclusive ending over an ambiguous one. And I know that the ending to Code Geass was still ambiguous as to, whether or not Lelouch is dead.
Well, I mean, technically, every ending's like ambiguous. Like, you don't know what's gonna happen afterwards.
Yeah, right. But like, I will always favor not necessarily decisive ending, but one that like wraps it up well over. One that you have to interpret, because I'm the kind of person where, I love interpreting, but I can't do that for an ending. For me, I don't like when they do that for endings, and it only works in certain scenarios.
And I guess it's kind of weird to compare Evangelion's ending and Code Geass, because, like, again, two entirely different flavors of shows.
Right.
But, yeah, I mean, I guess Code Geass is also more conclusive on a grander scale, like, how socially and politically this world is going to end up being now. Whereas in like Evangelion, it's like, Shinji kind of completed this over. Shinji completed like this kind of emotional journey, but like who knows how many more of those will have? Who knows what kind of dynamic Asuka and Shinji will have afterwards? I think I like ambiguous endings because sometimes it leaves you like asking more questions and like just thinking about like what could happen after this, making your own kind of thing. But like it is really impressive to write a conclusive ending too. I'm okay. So in terms of like this being my favorite anime, I don't think this is my favorite anime. I mean, I've had a favorite anime for a while. This one is very good though. This one it's great. I love Code Geass. It's great. I'm glad I watched it.
It's amazing. Yeah.
R2 over R1 without question for me.
Yeah, for sure. That's not to say that R1 was bad by any means.
No.
It's just R2 had a lot more better points.
A lot more,
I don't know.
yeah, compelling like plot turns and like character decisions.
Yeah.
You know, just a lot more of that. And okay, so I guess like this whole show is also really interesting to me on like a fucking moral level because like
Yeah.
so I mean it's perfect, right? Lelouch is a chess player, and you have in chess there's a very exact strategy you have and certain tactics that you have to get to where you want to go, and I mean, but chess is essentially pieces on a board, and with the Geass, with this Geass that he gains, he can essentially treat people like chess pieces on a board. He can
Right.
order them to do whatever, make whatever play he wants, but like it shows the stark contrast. It's why it's a contract, and like why it's why this is fucking a hellish experience is because
Yeah.
you are putting essentially a perfect theory, what should work in theory, into the real world where there are billions of people making billions of decisions, not if not trillions of
Right.
decisions,
And it's
all the time.
It's like this isn't a game, you know. You
It's
can't
not a
compare
game.
this
This
to
is
a
real
game.
life. There
This
are real
is
stakes and there are and I feel like a lot of the show is about unforeseen consequences also like
yeah.
and that really starts with like whenever they take over that fucking building and announce like show off the Black Knights for the first time, or not take
Yeah.
over but like save it from those people, and they're
The-
like,
yeah.
and it's like, wow, that was really cool. The Black Knights are fucking awesome. They're gonna beat up Britannia, but it's like, oh yeah, Shirley's dad died. Lelouch shouldn't even
And
go to the
yeah.
yeah. Well, wait, did he go to the? He did go to the funeral, but like,
No, he didn't show up. Yeah.
oh yeah, he didn't. But like, so like,
Or
he could have never
yeah.
seen that like coming. That's something that's way too intricate to account for. It's not as it's not as simple as a simple chess
Right.
move.
Yeah. You know, like it's like it's real life and you have to
Yeah,
take into consideration that you're messing with people's lives and not chess pieces.
and it's funny because most of the scenes in the first, at least in the first season, really played out to me more like historical events than anything else. Do you get that
Yeah.
same vibe? Like
Yeah, no,
more
yeah, I
so
know what you're talking
historical events than like super interpersonal scenes. Um. So, yeah,
I mean,
that was just
all in
really
all,
interesting to me.
I think it accomplishes what it came to do, and
Yeah,
it does
despite the
it
fact that I had expectations
extremely
that it was
well.
trying to do something else.
Right.
But yeah,
Yeah.
it's still a great show.
It's really
So
good.
speaking of speaking of epic, funny gamer great time, it's time to
Oh,
talk
okay.
about the openings and the endings.
Oh,
The
baby.
seminal conversation
Of course. How could we not?
of anime. So we could just run through them and then rank them. So we got OP1 colors. I love
Of
it.
course.
It's
It's
great.
great. It's awesome.
You know what?
I mean,
No, let's
it's
fucking let's do it. Let's rank them. So
okay.
so I have a list. I don't know if you do,
I
but
do. I have a mental list.
okay.
Well, okay, it depends. Are we saying visuals and song or just song?
That's my criteria. That doesn't have to be your criteria though.
What's that?
The opening as a whole doesn't have to be your
Okay, so
criteria
visuals
though.
and song.
We can
Okay,
both have
I'll
our
go by
own.
that then.
Okay, sure. So at the bottom, I have Hare no Chi Natsu no Ame, which is the final ending for the show.
Oh, I
It
didn't
just
realize we're doing endings too. Uh-oh.
oh okay. So we'll do let's do endings first
I
because
can okay.
openings is
I
gonna
can
be a
do
whole other can of worms.
I was about to say I can do it as two different categories, but I don't know if I can do them combined.
Okay, then we'll just do endings first. So at the bottom, I
Okay.
have the final ending.
Okay.
I don't like it. You know what? It just feels like ending 1, part 2, and
Yeah.
I don't know if I needed more of ending 1 than in that little minute and 30 seconds or whatever. You know, it's an anxiety attack in a song, and I hate it, and it just didn't feel fitting
It's a
for a
very
final
it's
ending.
a very panicky
Yeah.
you're absolutely right. Yeah, it didn't. I mean, yeah.
I don't like it very
So
much.
in my last place, you know this well. I absolutely despise the third ending. I hate it from the bottom of my heart.
I don't think it's that bad. I put it above the last one because it's nice. It's got a nice vibe. There's some pretty cool visuals. You know, the whole devil angel motif is pretty cool, I guess. The chorus is not that bad, dude. Come on.
I think it is. I think it's awful to listen to. I think it's horrendous to listen to.
Okay, that's fair.
That's my last place.
So then I have above that one that we just talked about. I have fucking the first ending. It's pretty good.
Yeah.
It was nice. It was like weird. It definitely felt like a 2000s ending. It was kind of weird the way it comes in, and it's like, whoa, shit. I mean, I assume that's the next one you have, right? Because there's only one more.
Oh well, I didn't. So wait, what's yours? What's your list?
My second one that I just did was, or the second to the first one is.
So yours goes.
Mine goes last one. Worst. Last one's the worst one. Then.
Terrible.
And then
okay, yeah.
And then obviously number one, banger.
Okay, banger. So mine goes 3, 4, 1, 2. Mosaiku Kakura is genuinely one of the best endings I've ever heard in a show. It's insanely good.
I don't know why I skipped it every time for the first couple episodes it was on. But maybe I wasn't into the beginning, maybe I guess. But like it goes hard. I think the visuals are kind of match the vibe of the song. Actually, no, except for that one fucking part where it's a slice of life part and Millie's in the fucking cat costume. That's a little weird. That could have been omitted in favor of another one. But the song's too much of a banger for me to give a fuck.
The song is too good. The song is insane.
And there's just some pretty good visuals in there anyways. So
yeah.
So next we have the openings. At the very bottom, I have Kaidoku Funo, a fucking garbage ass opening.
No, I disagree.
I don't understand. Like some of the visuals are cool, or at least some of the original ones they got because they reused a lot.
Yeah.
But the song nails Julius, on goddamn chalkboard.
For some reason, you don't. It feels like you don't like the hard rock openings.
No,
but you do.
You
do like
believe me. I love me some hard rock. They can go hard.
And see,
whatever. But this woman, I'm presuming it's a woman's voice, is terrible. I hate it. It sucks.
Okay, I'll give you this. Her voice isn't the greatest. All right. But
even the background music just like doesn't capture me at all, except maybe the beginning. You know, the beginning's pretty cool, but.
So for me, if we're going visuals and song, it's Hitomi no Tsubasa, which is
okay,
which is the third opening, the one that they played for the last 2 episodes of the first season.
Even the last one may be more bearable than the combination of the song and the visuals for that one. Actually,
dude,
it's literally PNG Nation.
The song,
I put it above it, so yeah, we can talk about it.
The song is.
It's okay. I like it.
The song's it has potential. It has a lot of potential.
It has potential with the right visuals.
But the PNG opening.
Yeah, it's PNG Nation. To be fair, it was the last 2 episodes. I mean, they might as well have just like brought back colors or kept the second. Like, I don't know why they went for a final.
Okay, I like the concept of having a new opening at the end.
The last 2, yeah.
Also, like the song itself, it works really well. Like
it's a good ending song.
It's a very like. This is the main event.
Shit is the ending. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it's not, but we didn't know that. But I can't get over the visuals. I'm sorry. They suck. They're terrible.
They suck. So then next up I have... Oh, you can go this time because I just...
I was just going to say, so I guess our last 2 are flipped for us because
wait a minute. You're forgetting about one, my friend.
What?
Forget it, but it's got to be your third anyways. 02, of course.
Well, hold on.
Wait a minute.
I was just gonna say my second to last.
Oh, I see.
My second to last is
True.
Is Kaidoku.
Is it 02?
No, it's Kaidoku Funo.
I was about to say.
So okay. I don't think that there is a bad song in this. I do not think that there is a bad song in terms of the
Wrong.
openings. I do think that there are bad visuals, and I do think that there is one bad ending that will go unnamed.
Dude, that song's better than fucking better than.
Absolutely not. Absolutely not. That's not true. That's absolutely not true.
It's bullshit.
No, you're just so wrong.
Absolute
But
bullshit.
I like Kaido Kafuna. I think it's a good song. Not a outstanding song, but I think it's pretty good. And even though originally I was like, this doesn't fit in with the show at all,
It does not.
I started to come around to it because the show can get pretty edgy.
Oh, that's true. It is a pretty edgy show. I'll give it that.
Lelouch is a very we live in a society kind of character.
Yep, he is.
Yeah.
So then we have I have O2, obviously.
Same here. Yep.
It's okay.
It's pretty mid.
I feel like it's
No, it's a little bit above mid.
I think it's kind of weird how like all the mech action is put like in the verse and the chorus is Lelouch with the fucking wonky animation of him riding his horse. That could have been switched around.
Yeah.
But the song is pretty cool, I guess, and some of the visuals like well, the first time I watched it, I was fucking overwhelmed. I was like, "Whoa, fuck! There's a lot of
I
fucking
know.
holy shit."
There's a lot going on.
I mean, that's not important mid-opening. So now we're on to the final two.
We will agree on
Have
these
you
two.
decided
I have.
what your number 2 is?
If we're talking visuals and song,
It's gotta be Colors.
it's gonna be Colors. I'm sorry. It's
but you, I don't.
It's
No,
so
no. Okay, I'm not gonna say. I was about to say that World End had a better song than Colors, but I'm not about to say that right now. Okay?
No, I think Colors.
I'm not about Colors. Is just.
Colors,
I think Colors is the perfect anime opening song.
Yeah.
Colors.
Colors,
It could have been used for any anime, and I would have loved it.
Colors, in my opinion, is a better song, not by a ton, but
because World End is a fucking banger too.
Yeah, the visuals on World End are just too good.
Well, the visuals on Colors, like, I'm sorry, but
they're good too.
Some of them, no, they got some really good ones, like Zero standing on top of that pole or whatever. I like Lelouch looking back after taking off his mask.
Yeah,
and but like, come on, the pictures of everyone standing together, like, come on, we can do better than this, okay?
Yeah,
and we can with World End, baby. World End goes fucking hard. And you know what really brings that opening together for me? There's several parts that I really like. I really like the first part where it's right after Lelouch shows up at the beginning, and like all the flashing faces in front of the Code Geass. I was like, oh fuck, this is dope. It got me hyped.
Yeah,
it got me hyped for what was gonna happen. You got Schneisel, not only Suzaku. It's like, oh fuck.
I think it's cool how it shows all the nightmare frames.
That part's cool. I like. I mean, it's kind of PNG Nation, but at least they're not fucking standing there for 10 seconds. They're like actually have some dynamic motion to them, and then
when they're flashing through all the characters, that's a lot to take in.
That makes the opening.
That's
like,
awesome.
It's so cool. It's such a great piece of animation.
It's really well animated.
Yeah, and you think they're done, and it's like, no, we have about 15 more characters to show. It's like, holy shit, how many characters are there in the show?
It's crazy.
Song's a fucking banger, and I really like after the chorus plays for a second time, it's Charles standing in front of the world and the flashing lights behind him, and
then Schneisel,
and then Zero.
Lelouch.
That part.
Fuck. Oh. And of course, we can't forget about Best Girl Smile.
Oh yeah. We get a nice C2 smile in there. It's the best.
It is. It's great
of Code Geass. So.
But that's been Code Geass.
That's been. Code Geass.
I think it's a very great show. Great enough for us to talk about it for 2 hours.
Yep, we did it, boys. And we're not even technically done with the Geass talk, baby.
Every single episode, we don't have that many topics. So I'm like, we're only going to record for like an hour and 15 minutes.
To be fair, like we do burn. There's 2 types of episodes. One where we talk about a show for 2 hours, and then one where we talk about 5 shows for like an hour and 30 minutes. Like we burn through some shit sometimes, but like this is different. This is
Code Geass, baby.
This is just it's built different. Okay.
It's built different.
So now, so after we finished Code Geass, we decided to watch the Akito movies, which are actually relevant because they're in the continuity of the actual TV show. So
for those who don't know, these take place between the first and second season, and it's a little side story.
Yeah. It's basically about the EU, which falls like when R2 or like before or when R2 begins, right?
Slightly before R2 begins.
Yeah.
I mean, it's closer to R2 than it is to R1, I believe.
Yeah. No, yeah.
Because basically what's going on is that I like how it's on a smaller scale.
It is. Yeah, it really is on a smaller scale.
It's this girl named Layla, and she commands, I think it's mostly in France.
Yeah.
And she commands this small squad called the Wyvern Squad, or the W0 Squad. And so her squad, every time they go out into missions, they all die, except for this one person named Akito.
Yeah.
Who he just goes insane every time, and he murders everyone.
And yeah,
he's just like really good.
He's a great. Okay. Yeah, sorry, go ahead.
Well, I was just gonna. No, you go ahead.
I just wanted to run through each of the movies and what we thought of them. If you didn't want to
okay.
a little further.
No,
okay.
Yeah.
So movie one, I like movie one. It might be my favorite. I
really
don't know, but I just like. So there's a very distinct It doesn't feel jarring, but this series has a very distinct tone from the show. Very grounded, like you said in one of your Mal script, like very much more grounded than
it's not
any real Code
the
Geass
same
episode.
as Code Geass, yeah.
Episode 1 was gripping. It had some great setup for all the characters. It's mainly set up aside from a few action scenes. The action in that, especially in that one forest scene where he's fighting all those fuckers, phenomenal. I was like, holy shit! Like. So this is all the combat's animated in CG, but it looks really good.
Oh, it's great. Normally, I don't like
really
CG,
good.
but
yeah,
in this
the only
scenario,
time I say it looks a little wonky is with Shin's robot. I think his looks a little.
Yeah, his little. What are those things called?
His fucking cog sword or something like
a
gear sword. I don't know.
That could get a little extra.
I like the first movie. What do you think of the first movie? I think it's pretty cool.
I think the first movie, it might be my mic's falling. It might be my least favorite.
Ooh.
Because for me, I feel like, not to say that it's bad. Again, I don't think it's bad. But because I feel like it's a lot of setting up.
Yeah, more so
exposition.
Than anything,
I mean, it's decent. I mean, it serves its purpose. It does a good job of setting it up.
So then we have the second one. Akito and his friends go to space.
The fan service episode.
Oh, hell yeah.
Oh, yes.
I like the second one. It's neat. You know?
Yeah, I think I like it. You know, they go to space, they go down, they become homicidal, they want to kill everyone.
I will say one phenomenal, and that's a pretty cool concept too. Like him basically buffing all of his his crew.
They work as like a hive mind.
Yeah. So one scene that I thought was it's probably my favorite action scene in all like 5 of them is fucking Akito versus Ashley. Holy shit!
That's awesome.
Going over the fucking buildings and shit. It's great. It's great, and just a really action-packed one. I love it. It may be my favorite. It's a tie between first and second. Then you have the third one. The third one. So I think it's about the second one. No, it's the third one.
That's the one where they get stuck and they have to.
The second one is where Suzaku first shows up, right?
It's.
It's
very small.
Yeah, but Suzaku shows up with this guy who mysteriously resembles Lelouch.
And has the same voice actor.
Yeah, his name is Julius Kingsley, apparently. Yeah, buddy. Yeah, that's your real name.
Okay, pal.
So in the third one, the slice of life shit was okay to me. The thing I loved about it was fucking Suzaku and Julius Kingsley.
Okay, yeah.
I loved all that shit.
Was Suzaku's fight in the third one or the fourth one?
Third one.
Okay, Suzaku's fight is
amazing.
Really good.
Oh,
It's awesome. It's
You get
so
some,
good.
and this is like pissed off, homicidal Suzaku. Like
Yeah,
he's
this
willing
was
to
like
murder some people.
yeah, because he's like slightly toned down in R2
The reason I
from
love
this.
this entire plotline so much is because okay, so here's what I'm presuming happens, right? So that he takes. So where is this in the timeline? He takes Lelouch, right? And so is
Okay.
this before or after his memories get wiped?
I think that basically Charles just adjusts his memories to what he needs.
Yeah.
And so I think that first he adjusts it so that he is Julius Kingsley, and then he turns it back
Right.
to
Okay.
Lelouch, but he
I
doesn't
think
know
it's
about Zero.
I think it's so cool. Like such a cool addition to the story that like actually felt like it added some depth. I thought it was
Yeah,
so cool that they decided for another political move to take Lelouch and use his
and
Geass to
use
cause
him.
some to like sow fucking like riots and shit and all over all over France and shit. It's like
Yeah.
that was just such a cool like little. It's like that. It makes Charles that much more fucked up. Like, although I don't know if Charles did that or if it was like Schneisel or some shit, but like that was just such a cool move, like, and added so much depth to the, or
Yeah.
a little
They
more depth to the
used
story. It didn't seem like just some bullshit, like, oh, they're here and they're
Yep.
doing some bullshit. And
They're
it's
in
like,
this movie,
no,
guys. Check it out.
it just added a little more dimension to that whole space between R1 and R2. That was really cool. But yeah, the slice of life shit was okay. I liked it.
Like the slice of life.
4 was my least favorite one.
I forget what happens in 4.
Exactly. That's my
They
point.
go
It
back
was the
to
least
space.
memorable one for me. I believe they do go back, and they have to take out the Arc Fleet or whatever it's called, and that was just okay for me.
That was the one where I remembered the fight with Ashley, where he has just like
Yeah.
a massive machine gun.
Yeah, it was okay
I think
for
that's
me.
all I
It wasn't my
remember for that.
favorite action fight, and then there's like a gray area in the midpoint. Like they say Layla died, and
Yeah, okay, okay, so this is the fake news one.
yeah, fake news, fake news,
Yeah.
baby. And then at
So
the end,
yeah, they
Shin has a
say
meeting with Layla and the French guy who has
no, okay. It's coming back. This was the fake news, the castle defense one, where they had to stay inside of
yeah.
okay, yeah.
It was
Yeah, this one was
my least.
alright.
It just was not memorable for me at all. And you have the fifth one. Fifth one,
It picks up immediately after the last
yeah,
one has finished.
and I think there were some phenomenal ideas in this one, and like great visuals and shit, and some scenes that were really well executed. But it was just kind of like messy and like weird, and I'm just questioning like, what
Yeah.
the fuck is Layla's Geass? What is this? Who
So
is this lady? What is going on?
I thought it was yeah. I don't know who that lady is.
It was just a lot
I
of
thought it was-
weirdly not set up things that like were culminated in this part. Like that one lady whose tits show for a minute in that one scene. Like she's in love with Shin.
Yes.
Like where did that come? Did I miss something?
No,
with that?
I mean it was hinted at like throughout the past movie how she obeys him. But
I guess but I just thought she was like a really good like military like fucking like just a good trooper, you know. I didn't know she was in love. That was just kind of weird. This is just a weird way to reveal it whenever fucking I forgot what her name was, the 15-year-old girl. She goes up to her and she's like, "I don't love you like that." And I was just like, where did this come from? What the fuck is going on? And it was just a lot of things that could have been like Akito and Shin's battle is really cool, and I actually felt really bad for them. And I like there was one scene that I felt like could have been really effective had things been set up a little more effectively. Is the scene where they're walking on the trail and they're bonding and shit, and Akito's like, "I love you, Shin," and it's like that's fucking cute and sad as shit, and it's like I don't really care about Shin. I don't like how they framed him as an asshole and like waited till he died to pull out his backstory. Like that's bullshit. Okay, but
I mean, the main thing that I think was really sort of not good for me was what is Layla's Geass?
What it was literally never explained.
Does it turn back time? I guess
something like that, because all those fuckers got end of Evangelion, and then they.
I guess it turns back time. I guess
has to. But like, I don't remember her turning back time in the final battle.
Well, because she doesn't know how to use it, I assume.
Yeah, but like,
because I think she involuntarily uses it because she remembers that C2 gave it to her.
Also, they should have revealed she had a Geass like a little earlier, maybe, and like
it was hinted at. It was hinted at.
Okay, it was hinted at, but like
because
not use it necessarily, but like at least fucking
just like out like
explain it a little more. So like by the ending, I'm not confused as to what it is because
Well,
every Geass power is pretty fucking clear. Like
I think it is really cool how they managed to add C2.
Yeah, that was a nice little tie-in. I like that.
Which, you know, I don't exactly know when that was.
Yeah, me either.
But she got it, I guess, before Lelouch. But
another thing I thought it was cool, like I didn't feel invested in it enough to like really like feel the weight of it, was them going out and ending up living with those fucking old ladies on the cart.
That was kind of weird. But
it was weird, but I liked it. But I was like,
I looked it up, and I guess they do that to avoid war. Like they're taking.
I mean, that makes sense. I guess that's okay. But I do like Akito's character. But you know what? In the Akito movies, I don't feel like there's enough Akito.
Yeah,
like I feel like Layla's more of a main character than Akito, and Akito's name is in the goddamn title.
Well, they're both
kind of the main character, but I feel like Layla got way more screen time. But I mean, that's okay.
Towards the end, I think she did. Yeah.
Yeah, that's okay. But yeah, Akito, I liked his. He gets a Sasuke type beat backstory, and he's basically ordered to die, which I like. It was a nice fucking inverse of
right.
Suzaku.
Yeah,
I like that. That was cool.
If there was one thing that I wish I could have seen, it was somehow specifically relating Akito to Suzaku and or Lelouch.
Yeah,
like,
in some way.
A Suzaku and Akito fight would have been.
That would have been
really cool.
Oh yeah, that would have been cool. Oh shit, yeah, that would have been amazing. I want to say one cool thing about this too is like they didn't just make like more nightmares cool. They made them move like fucking spider monk. Like the way they were fucking moving was cool as shit. And like the way they were alternating between modes was awesome. So much good combat in this series. Arguably better than what I saw, like most of what I saw in the original show.
Yeah.
And like the wild ass jazz playing in the background is awesome.
The soundtrack is awesome.
I feel like these movies could have been way better. But I still really like
them. They were decent. They were good.
They were good. Yeah, I like them.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the Code Geass.
That's the thing. Up until I don't know, I'm for sure going to be done with them. I think I'm actually going to start so I was going to watch the remake movies and then Lelouch at the Resurrection, which is a sequel to those.
And it came out like last year.
Yeah, it came out and apparently there was an interview with like the producer or something of Code Geass, and he said they have like a 10-year plan.
Yeah.
Making
it's a huge franchise. They're gonna keep on making shit.
They're gonna keep on doing stuff.
Which is pretty cool.
And I'm excited.
I'll keep watching it.
I like it.
They'll keep making stuff. Hopefully none of this shit gets 4.0'd, you know?
Yeah. Hey man, at least there wasn't like a 10-year gap between stuff.
True.
Like with Evangelion. They've been constantly putting stuff out. I think their longest gap was between when R2 ended and the first Akito movie.
Yeah, the Akito movies came out pretty recently too, last one was like 2016, 2017.
Yeah.
So I mean they're still putting shit out. It's still coming out.
They made a movie every year through 2013 or maybe every year from 2013 to 2019 other than 2014.
That's an active
so they're making a movie every year.
Yeah.
Obviously, nice. Not this year, but so maybe next episode we cover those movies. Maybe. I don't know. We'll see. I'll be done with them. And Konosuba, let's hope.
Finally. And also Fast and Furious next time, because we took a little break.
We decided to take a break.
Because
just because we watched 17 episodes of a TV show.
And F9 actually got pushed back another month.
It did.
So
It's
it works out
at
in
the
our
end of
favor.
May now.
So yeah, expect Fast and Furious next time. Don't
Yes.
expect a 2-hour discussion on one show. Expect about an hour 50 discussion of 6 different shows or
Yes.
something like that. That's because that's the other type, you know. But I
Yeah.
mean, there's really nothing else to say. You know?
No, not really.
You know, Steve's in Smash. You know, that's pretty exciting.
That is a thing.
Look, I'm not
That's-
buying
that's
any other
fair.
DLC than Joker. I'm done. I'm Joker, and I'm done. Okay.
Dude, I don't even own Smash, so you know.
Done. But
Yep.
it's okay. No.
I can just play it at your house.
Yeah.
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 So yeah, that was episode 13. Bitches.
Thank you guys for watching. We hope you enjoyed. If you haven't seen Code Geass and you for some reason listened to this, go and watch that.
Yeah.
That's good.
All right,
I
everyone.
really enjoyed it.
Everyone, be sure to leave a like on the video. Brian, be sure to leave a dislike on the video.
Don't do that, Brian. Don't do that. Please. True. It's good for the algorithm. Okay. I don't want to do that. No.
It's attention.
Thank you guys for watching this
it's
episode.
It's good.
And
you know? It's good for the algorithm.
We'll see you next time.
Shit, I'll slap a dislike on it.
We'll see you next week. See ya.
You want to do that,
Bye.
Gabe? Can we do that? Please? Once? One time? We'll see you next week. Okay. See ya. Bye.